Hello, welcome all. This is Dice of Ages. We'll edit that out. I don't know why. Sometimes when I open OBS, it doesn't pick up the mixer. This is Dice of Ages, presenting CrestVahllen, the Argent Flame. I'm your not so humble Dungeon Master, TJ. I've had brain farts today. Let's go around the table and introduce everybody.
I'm Adam. I play Zemdak, the gnome artificer who goes by other names, so you don't get confused. Just that guy. I don't really have a good witty one-liner this week.
The brain farts are contagious.
It's
Sorry about that.
Yep, it's all right.
I didn't think of one either, so I have to go
Yeah.
somewhere.
And I am Demetrius. I play the Dragonborn Paladin Eleazar. I don't have anything either, but I do have a number for you. It's 295.
295. Nice. Congratulations. Whew. You've inspired me. I've lost 15 pounds in the past month, and I'm like, yeah. It feels good. My pants fit again. I'm wearing the pants that I haven't been able to wear in a while.
It's like middle school. Look.
Yeah. It's not. You don't have to like. And like suck it in, and then feels so tight. Okay, cool. Go ahead.
Or you just buy, pants that fit. But whatever. Hey, I'm Kevin. I play Cole, and man, I can only imagine how that man feels. I mean, I drink diluted Gutbuster. He went face first through the undiluted rivers of it. I mean,
Poor
that's
guy.
got to be a hangover that's bad. Horribly bad.
That's deadly hangover.
I mean,
think that's-
I couldn't
yeah.
taste anything for a week.
I don't think he'll be able to taste anything ever again.
I've had some of the food around here. That may not be a bad thing.
Hey,
Jeez. Okay.
I'm Kenton. I play Argus Firebeard, our dwarf cleric of the light, and I give you booze, I take booze away. I give you booze, I take booze away.
Perfect.
You are the worst kind of pusher.
Like, I'm Noelle. Today I'm playing Thresheni Ankmut, the Kenrin Blade Dancer Wizard, and it's party time, guys.
Great.
I am Cody, and I play our bugbear warlock, Log Jammin'. Remember, kids, the real trial of the mind after a night of bar games is remembering that you're still wearing beer goggles. No one wants to wake up with that kind of regret, or, next to it.
Jeez. I've like.
Always. Remember, kids. It's always
I
remember, kids. That's always the warning. You can remember, kids.
Cody, I don't.
Well, they're the ones who need to learn.
Kids.
I mean,
This stream is not kid friendly. This VOD is not stream friendly. Please don't. Please, kids, if you're watching this,
But that is the trial of the mind.
Cody's
don't
version
tell
of
your
kids
parents
is
to turn it off
18
and
or
put on
21.
Peppa Pig or something, or Daniel Tiger. That's fine too.
Bluey.
Bluey. Right? Bluey's big now. Apparently, that's the thing.
Except for it's all being,
Great. Right. So we left off on the 32nd of Hylock, correct?
Correct.
Boop, 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 boop. There we are. 32nd of Hylock. And you guys know that there is... Well, that's not right. That there is a full moon on the 33rd, right?
Okay, that's the eclipse, right?
Yeah.
Yes, the solar eclipse. There's
Yes,
a
we didn't
solar
know about
eclipse.
that.
The solar eclipse
That makes
and a
sense.
full moon. Well, yeah, because it's a full moon solar eclipse. Yeah.
We didn't know about that because that's why we were trying to plan this out for that third one to help them
Right.
out.
So, because the trial of the mind,
Yes.
you guys have pretty much. You just have to make sure it happens tomorrow, and it's pretty much on track with like it's gonna happen tomorrow because you guys finished this today. You made sure this happened today, and people want to be done with whatever it is they're gonna do. So, I guess
No, I know there is.
without further ado, then let's do a recap of what has happened so far. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, let's pause this and we'll play this. Make sure this works.
I like
It's
this.
capturing the way I think it's
That's a
capturing.
pretty good plan.
Okay, so In a secret locale under the bathhouse, the faction elder continues explaining the circumstances as well as broad strokes of the trials and limitations of the aid that the decimated hidden order can offer. It is expressed that the precise scheduling of said trials would greatly aid the efforts of the Caladuran/Elistrae faction due to the coming solar eclipse, and commits their agents to attempt to induce this outcome. It is agreed that the organization will support Chiron's vie for power on the condition that he grant them amnesty and protection should he succeed. Boots becomes frustrated with the lack of support that the faction can offer and leaves. His brother follows soon after, chiding him for his curt behavior and informing him of the unambitious sensibilities of the Herak champion. I wonder if this media player is recording. It doesn't matter, we'll figure it later. The gang depart for the quarry's qualm, while Ermgrim discloses names on his list of vengeance that still live. Logren Stoneworm and Klaxon Vogel. Ermgrim has a crisis of faith that Argus and he agree to table until their meeting with the local High Immolate. Bilgrar agrees to sponsor the group and Chiron in the trial of the tavern, handing over several casks of soured ale that need to be dumped into the boiling beer ponds at the trial site. The dwarf agrees to expedite the date of said trial during his meeting with the Tavern Guild, and allows the gang to be couriers of wine cases requested by the Herak estate. Gizmo seasons the soured ale with oncoline spores before members of the troupe head to the trial site for dumping. The band get a decent lay of the land, parting the poisonous liquid, bottling some for later, and depositing the spored ale. The rest of the evening and at the Whispered Wall consists of some odd bucket check-ins and spellcrafting before everyone beds down, awakening on the 31st to find a random lamb in the room. While the party are discussing what to do with the lamb, it fades out of existence with a sweet bray. Breakfast and concerning conversations about Oncoline's growing pains, and with the promise to aid in the trial, if possible, while Bilgrar heads off to his Tavern Guild meeting. The group head over to the Herak estate and talk their way inside, under the guise of wine couriers, eventually gaining an audience with their champion, Megara. Or Megara? Megara. While she is tending her garden. After some successful persuasion and exposition, the no-nonsense gardener with a potent militant legacy agrees to be a silent partner with Chiron Karag/Stoneworm and the Arcane Conundrum, but will still have to genuinely compete for the purpose of optics. The encounter with the Illithid is discussed, and the whole lot are quickly off to the Fang. As head of the spear, Megara forces her way through the estate with the party and into the Lord's study, convincing him to rally forces near the reaching breach to shore up defenses and collapse tunnels to restrict access. It is agreed that a work holiday be ordered in honor of the trials in order to aid in casting off suspicion, panic, and possibly revolt, given the powder keg state of the city's peoples. The troop depart, and Cole drops off his odd tentacle at the tanner before they all return to their lodgings. The band spends the hours before bed copying spells and teaching rituals. Zemdak has another conversation with the now wash basin planted and budding arm-stocked Oncoline in the tavern storeroom, leaving the gnome with a pang of regret for possibly spreading their fungal friend too thin. Awakening on the 32nd of Hylock, the group is yet again greeted by a small braying lamb. After shearing the dream lamb, Boots and the gang rush over to the trial venue and register as Clan Stoneworm Karag, realizing the other clans all have 3 competitors/representatives. Pernua, Chiron, and Conk are chosen to table surf across the boiling ponds of Wort. It's W-U-R-T, isn't it?
W-O-R-T.
W-O-R-T? Okay, I did spell it right. Some buff spells are cast to combat the poisonous nature of the liquid, and the limiting rules are explained, as Megara gives a knowing nod. In a burst of cheers and jeers, the trial begins as Klaxon Vogel and his team attempt to sabotage the others, to little avail. Lady Herak bursts forward and trades the lead with the Arcane Conundrum. Allies surreptitiously cast spells and lend help from the sidelines, overflowing liquid and inspiring greatness. Multiple teams have to restart the race due to rule violations, and darkness obscures the finish line. As the darkness fades, Conk, Pernua, and Chiron stand victorious upon the reassembled table, followed immediately after Megara's group. The band celebrates before realizing that Ermgrim is no longer nearby. Now, let's get back to the action. Welcome back to CrestVahllen. That was a long one.
Did you have to restart it?
A little bit. Because my longest one was like 4 minutes, and that was like 4.5.
I was just... Never
notice that
noticed
one.
you doing it. That's
That time I didn't notice.
yeah. You,
I'm glad. I hope
you
that
could have.
the-
You
It's
could
usually
have.
me.
You actually could have lied to us there. And we wouldn't
That's
believed
okay.
you.
Okay, so moving on, you guys are now here. The snee snakes, the wort snakes, have been like there are guards all over the place, and they have kind of been like back, shooting a bunch of ballistas. They didn't interfere until like they started to cross lines, and they're protecting the onlookers, the people that are in the stands and that everything. So they eventually just push them back while that's happening. Some of the others cross the finish line, but you do notice, but I don't think Vogel ever finished because they had to go back.
Yeah.
But you do notice that Ermgrim is missing or not around as you guys are kind of celebrating atop your table.
The way this happened, the way that went down with them coming out afterwards, it basically makes me feel like we just did this through like gator-infested waters that are trying to eat us. Don't want to mess with their environment, but
But also,
but also, don't want to let them eat you.
we're not all back at the table though, because some
No.
of us were taken away.
And I was still at the beginning line. I never
Yeah,
went
no, not
anywhere.
all of you are in the same place.
Yeah.
Remember, a few of you kind of spread out, whether you're like in front of the area or in the back of the area with like the crowd, because it's big enough that there's pools and then there's parts on the side that you can move around, but it's not really meant to be moved around too much. But yeah, so you guys are kind of spread around the whole area, the whole
What's
kind of cave.
going on with the Vogel person who died?
Right.
Oh, like they were their body fell into the. If I remember correctly, their body fell into the wort, right? Like,
Yeah, they got
They
dragged.
were stuck
oh,
on
right, they
there.
were stuck on because of the sovereign glue. Yeah. So
Because I thought they got teleported somewhere.
yeah, they got
Yeah,
teleported
teleported.
back to the beginning, and so yeah. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Well, and didn't he get teleported somewhere else when he passed unconscious too, or was that just back to the beginning? Because they were disqualified when he went unconscious, if I remember correctly.
There were. It doesn't say how many people that have to be there. It says you can have a maximum 3 to fit on top of them. I think
Okay.
they said
I'm
you
just
had to
mis-
restart. If I remember
Everybody
correctly,
has to stay in contact with the board,
It was
which
because,
they
'cause
still
he was
did,
unresponsive. That
but he was glued to the board, so it didn't matter.
I thought it was because they broke a rule, so they got teleported back.
that was the other group.
Yeah,
that was
no. They got teleported back
both of them
because
did.
I
Oh, yeah.
removed the water and they went in.
Yeah.
But it was
And-
because the guy went unconscious that was what caused them to have to go back.
I don't remember. It doesn't matter. For this, it doesn't really. In either case, what'd you get?
23.
23. You notice that the body of that individual is still glued to the thing, but nobody else is there.
Just him?
Just
Can I
him.
tell if he's dead?
You want to go over to him?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, you want to saunter over there. Are you trying to be sneaky about this?
No.
Okay.
I'll go with him.
About the same time that you arrive, one of the like first aid clerics, one of the clerics of Moradin, like an acolyte, shows up to try to see what's going on. You arrive at the same time. They take a cursory, look over, and they just kind of shake their head.
I'm going to cast Gentle Repose on him.
Okay. This was the sneaky dude, right? The one with, if I remember correctly.
I think he was the bigger dude on their
was-
team.
Yeah.
He wasn't the
Because
dude with
there's the
rocket.
little gnome guy holding the rocket.
He wasn't the
and
artificer.
Yeah, there
their
was the guy
champion,
holding the
and then there
rocket,
was-
and he was the one that was throwing.
Knives and stuff,
It was like
right?
Bandito dude or something.
Yeah, it was Bandito dude. He was like he had a a needle shooter or something like that, or like some crossbow with poison thing. I can't remember. It's been a while. I know that he had some sort of weapon that he was like attempting to.
He shot in secret and
Yeah.
tried and hit someone.
Yeah.
Or hit the luck child's coin instead of him.
Right.
Yeah. That kind of
I have a lot of weird memory.
thing. Oh, so much happened. It's been a while, guys. Pardon our memory.
Well, no, that's why I was like, they got disqualified when he went unconscious, didn't they? Because he went unconscious,
But any case, this person appears to be passed. You cast you spend the spell slot. You cast Gentle Repose on them. The acolyte looks a little surprised. What are you doing?
I have a way I might be able to bring him back.
Well, can you do it now?
Yes, but I want to say a few things first.
All right. If this is a little far beyond me, not really my department.
Is the rest of Vogel gone from, like, is anyone else over there?
You look around, you don't see Klaxon or the
Other guy?
the
No.
gnomish artificer, I believe, that had like the rocket thing that was attached to the back of the. Yeah.
So I'm going to turn to Cole and be like, do we want to say Vogel just decides to throw people to the trash and we're ready to save them?
I mean, saying that they're cowards who use people, we've already said they were cowards. If we say that they use people as well, I mean, that could be a pretty powerful motivator for people.
That we are here to support all clans.
Right.
Can I whisper into the
Here's other
dead
thing,
guy's
though,
ear?
is
Are you over there too?
Vogel,
Yeah, Conk was on the board, but I was still back at the starting line.
Okay. Yeah,
You're-
you can
I
meet up
think-
with Margaret.
Log was the only one on the other side, right?
Yeah, I'm the only one by the finishing line.
And then
You
whoever
had to
was
be
on
to
the
cast
board.
Yeah.
But that was
Yeah.
Because I
Pernua.
got kicked
That was-
out.
yeah,
and then
Pernua and
Pernua
Conk.
I came back in.
Yeah.
As a different person,
Right. Somewhere.
So I had to look like
No,
a fan.
you're outside.
You're the one who
Yeah,
got escorted
I'm
out.
You're wherever Shakar is.
Yeah. Well, I had Shakar flying around. I was still being
Yeah.
sneaky that way, but
I'm
Unless
going
you came
to
in
whisper
after.
into the dead guy's ear.
I might try to sneak in.
Hey, Ankyline, you in there?
Because he did go through waters that has Ankyline in them when he
The guy's
died.
not. He's dead. He's not using.
That was Ankyline infested ward, so I'm not sure.
You don't hear anything back at the moment. Granted, you're unsure about how the gestation period of this
Yep.
type of thing. So it's only been like a
few
minute
seconds.
Yeah.
at most.
Yep.
I mean, we already told the story about how they were cowards. This one's an actual one. How
In
are they
case
gonna
you
shoot?
are, this guy might not be done with his body.
Well,
But aren't they? No, they failed this one. Aren't they out of the running for the leader now? And it's down
but
to
it would show that Carrig is here for everyone.
that. I'm
That
not
we
saying
are
that's,
here to support all clans and not just our own.
especially if we can make it look like he's the one who either ordered it or helped this happen.
Everyone saw him kill him.
No, getting this guy back alive if we decide to go that route or something. Yeah, he definitely killed him. But how are we going to show that we don't leave him behind no matter what? That's the
I
idea.
would bring him. I would use Revivify and bring him back.
Right. In which case, people seeing him like order us, or we can put that to his name, is what I'm saying.
Oh, you mean we need?
You know,
What's his name?
you know, we can only pretend that Zemdak is
Kyron.
Kyron so
We
far.
need.
You know, we've already made. You know, Kyron already did one thing that Zemdak did. You know, we can't have Zemdak
No.
stand in the corner. People can see him now.
I could do something real weird.
Yes.
I mean, I can.
Please do.
Is this not a regular day of the month?
I mean, can't we just wait till they come back over here?
I could. Yeah, or I could cast Thaumaturgy and pretend to be Kyron.
I mean-
tell me to revive him.
Kyron seems like the kind of guy that cares. I think like we don't need to
Fake it.
how far
right
away is Kyron?
cross the pools.
I know, but feet wise.
The people that were on it
I don't
were
want people leaving.
Chiron, Conk, and Pernua, correct?
Correct.
And Chiron had the what was it? Something casted on him, so he was like resistant to poison or something like that.
Even though he's a dwarf already resistant to poison.
Yeah.
Is he within 30 feet of me? Is my question.
Kyron, no.
In 30 feet of you,
Yes.
if I remember correctly, I think you were on the starting line side.
Right.
No, because he's on
like
the
100
other
feet.
side.
No,
he's at the
that's.
finish line.
I didn't remember how long it was. I was literally just asking you how far away
was
from
like
Oh
me
no,
is
no, no!
he?
Like,
60,
Y'all
70
haven't
feet.
moved. The victors haven't really moved from that area because they're kind of getting swarmed with fans.
I pick
and-
him up, put him on my shoulders.
I needed him to. I was trying to see if he was close enough that I could link with him and like give him some.
It's a distance,
direction.
30 feet.
Yeah, that's what I was checking on
Yeah,
there was to
no.
see how far away he was. I wanted to talk with him mentally.
You could like send him.
Sure, he can send him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wasting a spell on that.
Or message is like what, 120 feet? If somebody
Yeah.
had, but yeah.
That's
I'm
that's
not there.
that,
Yeah.
that, that's
Unless
something.
you
That's
came back
those
in
two.
because you know it was.
Right.
you
Well,
knew it.
Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are planning. 'Cause
Right.
I'm just over here celebrating.
Yeah.
Just put him on my shoulders and just
I mean-
parading him around.
Aren't you
Opposite of putting a
invisible?
wreath of
Wait,
flowers
I
on
don't
a horse,
still-
you like put him
I don't
on
want
your neck.
people to. The whole town
Well, did
is
you
here.
change what you look like, or are you invisible?
No, I'm
That's the
impossible.
thing.
Okay, I'm just checking.
A large portion of the town. I mean, not the whole town, obviously.
They all
because-
had it off to come see this.
They,
This
they,
kinda
they-
was
but
like
yeah,
a-
this place is packed. It's like a New York, like a Manhattan parade. It's
It would be.
big. There's a lot
It
of
would be
people.
a great time to show off power and compassion for the people of.
Well, if he's on my shoulders, he's got a good advantage if you want to try and get his attention.
Oh, that's a good point.
Lord Carrick has said that he doesn't want to.
But can you be loud enough?
I can put on a performance if you'd like.
I can't cast thaumaturgy on your voice, only my own.
No, but I can do a. But I can. I'm a bard. I can. I can get
So
loud.
Zemdak, the shortest person of your party, is waving.
guys.
Yeah.
But Chiron's on my shoulder, so he should have a pretty good vantage point.
Oh wait, do we see Zemdog right there?
Yeah.
In the crowd.
I mean, like,
I
guys,
can-
it's crowded.
I
I'm
can
saying Zemdak even
thaumaturgy
waving, doing
again.
this. There are people that are just standing, not do anything, block your vision to him because there's so many. There's like hundreds, if not thousands, of people packed into this space.
All right, I'm gonna cast thaumaturgy and go. Chiron, per your commands, this person has fallen. Do we bring him back?
Okay, cool. So just so you know, that's cool. Because there's hundreds, if not thousands, of people in here. It's very loud in here. So one person yelling through a megaphone isn't always going to be caught. So I'm going to roll to see if he actually hears that from all the way across the cave.
During the hullabaloo, can I try to sneak back in?
Sure. Stealth
Okay.
check.
Awesome.
I mean, the thing's over, so.
Yeah, but now everybody's going ape shit. That's what's
Yeah.
happening.
Well,
Everybody's
she's
like-
got to fight against the crowd who's all trying to
Yeah.
leave.
Yeah. There's people that are like
start pushing
swarming
people.
the victors, and there's people that are like, some people are leaving early in order to like, get back to their families or yada, yada, yada. What'd you get?
17?
17. Yeah, I mean, you do Assassin's Creed blend into the crowd type deal.
Pull over the hood. Yeah.
Because there's so many people trying to leave, you kind of just block your vision with the people that are trying to leave with the guards that are stationed at the entrance to the cave, and just do that kind of slip, almost
I'm just
hammer space
imagining
walk where you just walk into like nothing.
I'm just imagining her like dancing her way around everybody.
Yeah.
Like
Pardon
as soon as she
me.
sees somebody, she just like spins around them and
Yeah.
goes off.
Yeah, like it looks like you're walking into hammer space. Like you walk through a pillar and then you don't come out the other side, kind of deal, or behind a pillar. Yeah, you don't understand. So you make it in there. You said to Chiron, you read lips, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you can see across the way Chiron on Log's shoulders, or somebody. You're not sure if it's Log, right? It doesn't matter. Just on somebody's shoulders, somebody tall's shoulders, and you can read his list. He's going, Destiny.
Did I hear it?
Ooh. Roll a perception check.
But I also know Law or Ernest's voice.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it.
You were too distracted by destiny.
Right.
You're like, guys. And they're like, having too much fun.
Did you? No, I can't do that. I didn't.
He has no clue what I'm saying.
What is he saying?
Eleazar, where are you?
Destiny?
Well, clearly he speaks of the destiny of Steerkrag and how we must resurrect this man.
He's probably back at the beginning with us.
I'm trying to.
Probably in
make
the
that
start
out.
line.
That's where
Yeah.
we're all
If you want to hang
standing.
with Argus and Zemdak, you can, or you can attempt to go to the other side of the cave. It's up to
I'll
you.
hang with them because I don't know what's going on yet.
Oh, you're hanging out with
You-
Argus
you
and
can-
Cole and Zemdak. Okay.
Okay.
Is it? I'm assuming it'd be easy. Where would it be easiest for me to get back in? Just to the start line or to the grandstands.
Did somebody close the front door? That's why they're barking. Okay.
I can go up there and check because I was the last one in. I'm pretty sure I closed it, but I'll double check though.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. What was the question?
What would be the easier path for me to get back in since I snuck back in? Would it be the start or the grandstands, basically?
Well, the entrance is the entrance, and then there's the start line, and then there's and then the other side of the finish line where.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I don't understand what it is your question. You can
My
only
question-
enter in one side.
It'd be the start.
Yeah, the start.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought there was a way to get in and out on like somewhere over there.
No,
on the
no,
side.
no. For as far as you know, there's one way in and one way out.
Okay.
I mean, this outside when this competition happens, it is the hazardous waste dump, so you don't necessarily want everybody
Can
to be able to
I
access it
start
easily.
making my way around?
Yeah, if you like, yeah.
Because I got to go pick up Conk. Because if he can't hear me, I can't really
Tell him.
Right.
tell him
yeah.
what to do. So he's just standing there at the finish line still.
Closed, right?
It's like people are like grabbing his hands, going, and he then shaking it. He's just.
You wanted it closed?
Yeah.
It is closed.
Okay. Cool. Great.
They're just
I think they're just barking because they hear the other dogs barking.
Yeah, so I'll make my way around.
You got it. You are small enough where because you're a small creature, you can move, weave, and bob through medium creatures. So it's not as difficult as it would be for Eleazar or Argus to move through the crowds because it's pretty packed.
Yep.
But you just kind of weave and bob, move through people's legs and everything. You're like, oh, what was that? And it was like, oh, it was a person. It was,
Tiny little guy.
I'm gonna wait like a suitable amount of time, like as if we heard him respond to us,
sure.
and then very loud and performance-wise, I'm gonna go, "Ah, yes, Lord Kerrig Stormworm, we will raise this man and add to the destiny of Steelcrag. Never shall another be left behind, as Vogel has."
Cool. So you're trying to like start one of those bit like amid a crowd, almost like mosh pit style, but like that type of like street performance. Oh, I'm telling the story now. And go like, oh, well, we'll
Very
make
much, yeah,
room for
very
this.
much. It's very much. I'm trying to do like a PR stunt with this, as if we heard that he told us to like help this person.
You're trying to
With
get the
thaumaturgy,
attention
I'll
of
be
the
like,
people around
people
you.
of
Right.
Steercrag,
Exactly, kind of
listen.
like what I did with my last speech, where I'm trying to grab attention of people so that way you can spread.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a performance check to see if people give you a berth and attention and that attention.
I yelled at
turns on more attention.
thaumaturgy. People of Steercrag, listen.
Okay, cool. Do it at advantage.
Okay.
You guys are still around the dead body glued to the board, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
15.
Look at this dead body, everybody. You got it.
15.
15. Good. I mean, like quite a few people like around, like start like moving away from the area. There's not as many people over by the dead body, but you do. People start to gather and everything, especially people that are leaving to try to like beat the crowd. Start to gather over in your area, and you get one of those like street performance crowds where people are on their way to do something, but they stop for a moment to enjoy the show. So you have an audience.
I'm gonna look at him and say, "Heal him, just heal him. We got a crowd.
All right. I'm going to.
Heal him in his
Oh,
name."
it's your purpose to do this in the public eye.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yes, that was the whole point.
Our
of that.
purpose is to. So I'm going to, since I know that I can't revive with souls in my hammer.
Is that what I said?
That's what you told me. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna move
Which
away.
is-
By the way,
Which
I think that makes sense because wait, is that what was that? on
that's
the
what
li-
you just said offhanded. You have to tell me if that's actually true or not, because I'd rather keep my marks if I can, but not.
you guys got to seriously.
Was it?
sit
I
down
think
right now.
was it a way for me to balance it so that if you had to revive someone like mid combat, that it's using. Can't you use your marks during the thing to get pluses to
get, yeah.
the rolls to revivify?
Yeah, whatever we want to do.
I
yeah.
think that's why because
Okay, that's how I was gonna play it anyway.
okay. Yeah.
So I'm going to release my souls and try to lasso them and say, "Go find them," and try to use them to throw off into the ether to tether to his soul to help me pull it back.
And
You got it, cool.
And I'm going to get a little distance between me and the dead dude we're trying to heal.
Cool. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I believe you get like a +1 to whatever your Revivify roll is per whatever however many marks you use.
Sure.
Because of how potent the rolls are
Yeah.
for like even one can do a lot of stuff. So,
So I have
here's
2
the deal.
marks, so
I'm
it'd
gonna
be-
roll to well yeah. Here's what
Yeah.
I'm gonna do, because you know how Revivify works with the way we run it, like offerings and all that jazz. Granted, you didn't really know this person that very much, so your thing is to lasso. That's your ritual.
Yeah.
Okay.
To try to, use those soul marks I have to pull his soul back
You
and
got
find
it. And
it.
you have the diamonds for this too.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Make sure you mark that off. You cast the 3rd level spell.
Yep.
You go to this individual. You make contact with them. Cole, you
See the grace of Moradin and the sacred fire, because I want to make sure that it's separated when I'm saying it like that.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
So
you
that
got
way
it.
I'm not saying Kosuth.
And then you like cheat out
Nice.
to like allow the crowd to see what's happening.
Sure. Let's take the deity that's worship is banned and attach it to the leader we're trying to get elected.
Fine. I still would have done it.
Which is why you're not doing the.
That's why I'm not talking.
Okay, so great. So what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you roll for your. I believe it's just your spellcasting check. I believe, right? It's just you roll.
That's a you rule because Revivify works.
Revi-
But you have your own.
Right, right.
rules are
Because
written,
yes, because I like to
just
do it the
works.
way.
So
that-
you gotta
yeah, I
tell
like to do
us.
the ritual way. So yeah. So but I'm pretty sure I remember it being.
You like it.
Oh no, I remember. Depending on the ritual, it's a different type of check. For this, since you're just pulling it purely from your abilities that you have gotten from your hammer, this is your. And it's not like religion because you're not necessarily praying. You're just fully pulling. So it's just going to be your spell casting modifier added to this. So what is it? +4 or +5?
+4.
+4. Okay, so roll d20, add +4, and how many soul marks do you have?
2.
You're going to use both of them. Okay,
I
so
thought
then
I had
add
to.
+7 to whatever you roll.
I thought I
In
had
his
to.
mind, I go, "Come on, Argus. I know you and Kosuth can do this."
22.
22. Okay, great. So I'm going to roll, see if
Oh.
his soul.
You didn't need it there. but-
22. I want to do this in front of y'all, but this thing is a little occupied. Here, we can do it here.
I can. You really want me to? You can add your. What is that? A D8?
You have it for 10 minutes,
It's my
dude.
new
If you need to make any more rolls.
Aluminum thing here. That's a 4. Okay. I have to think about whether he's died before or not.
Why? It's
We're
not,
forcing
it's not
him.
A, it's not
We're
a
forcing
common
him to
thing.
create backstory on the fly.
No,
This is-
I think 4 just does it. So 4 just does it with your success, because it's usually a 5 and then taken down by the thing. Well, it starts out with like a 2. It doesn't matter. I do math in my head. Don't worry about it.
the math adds up properly.
The math heads up. You do the numbers correctly. So
Use my soul marks.
that was ridiculous. So you feel a lot of resistance with this. This person or this soul is.
Fighting my soul marks.
It doesn't feel like the soul is fighting you. It feels like something else is pulling them, like tug of war with the soul, like pulling it into something darker. Like you are fighting the entities of the Shadowfell for agency over this soul. But you barely win out. And you do feel kind of that like rubber band snap when you pull it back. You are able to revive this individual as you do hear it cough. The body is still kind of fucked up. They are alive, unconscious, exhausted, but there. And you do see the chest heave. And people, like, you hear, he's breathing! And people start to clap and cheer and that whole thing. Every time I do that, they
Yep.
freak out.
It's the crowd.
Yep.
Yeah. The crowd
thunder of
starts
the
to
crowd.
applaud and that kind of thing.
Yes, praise Stone Kerrig and Stone One for this glory today and this lack of loss to the city of Steercrag.
Do you hear that? I hear that. Apparently, the clan of the bastards know how to bring people back from death.
Doesn't matter what clan you're in. We're here to help everyone.
You hear like, oh, so.
Helping the
That
enemies.
kind of like murmuring, like, oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. Look, I love that feeling of like, oh yeah, no, I believe him. I'm on his side now. I'll vote for him.
That's the whole point.
I assume we're still
We got way
oblivious
too
of
many
the
voters.
finishing line.
Yeah, let's see what's going on.
Hey, they keep asking
It's starting
any questions
to
as they want about him.
get
We just
like
don't
you
want 'em
know,
asking questions about
people
us.
are starting to disperse a bit,
We tend
but
to,
We're here for.
that's a very good point. Let me see what's going on. Okay, Chiron does notice that there's another crowd over there. Also, when you released your soul marks and casted your
It
spell,
was-
there was a bit of like a small pillar of flash of fire and like this plasma whip that like went into this individual and then pulled out, went into the Shadowfell and pulled his soul back into his body. So it almost went too far and then went rubber banded back in. So there was definitely a bit of a spectacle and a flash. So there's most likely something that you guys noticed going on over there.
If
I would say, sorry, 1 second.
Yeah.
I would say, given your experience,
I know what that was.
you know what the color of that Argent flames. You're like, oh, something's happening over there. I was
flame
like,
signal went
Argus
off.
is
Right.
doing
oh crap,
something.
did Argus just kill somebody?
Yes, because that's what the lawful clerics.
You just burned another old lady.
I'll tell Pernua.
Not out of the realm of possibility.
Right. I'll tell Pernua, and I'll try to tell Conk, but I don't know if he actually listens to me or not. And
If I've gotten there,
I'd probably say you get like 3/4 of the way before you don't see, or you kind of see the very top of it, but you hear that,
yeah.
and you're like, oh no.
You heard us
maybe?
talking about it. You knew it might happen.
Yeah, but who knows? And you eventually make it back over to these.
Yeah, just climb on top of Conk so I can ride him.
So, yeah, so I don't even say anything to Chiron. I just say it to Pernua, and then I just start walking that way.
Okay. Pernua does recognize that they're you after a while. I suppose you do it in the head. And
Yeah.
Okay.
She's used to that by
You
now.
put Chiron down.
No, I still carry him.
You still carry?
You walk off with him on your shoulders.
And he probably doesn't know who I
Destiny
am.
calls! My people need me! And you just walk away with him.
I'm
Give him a
gonna
small
try and
entourage.
keep my eyes open for. I can't. I don't know it's you, but for Chiron, so that way I can be all like, we raised somebody
What's
on
your
your
passive
orders.
perception?
My passive perception,
Yeah.
19.
19. Yeah, you can spot them, especially now that they have an entourage a bit.
But as soon as I get them within, I'm gonna be all like, we raised the dead Vogel on your orders. You need to pretend that we did this on your orders. This is big for you. We just-
Okay, cool. So you're trying to keep the crowd interested and going.
Yeah, but I'm also trying to let him know that, hey, we did this PR stunt. I need you to react accordingly. Don't walk
Sure.
over like you're fucking.
Absolutely. So here's the deal. The grand spectacle of what has happened has been done. The
Yeah.
person is still breathing, but heaving and exhausted. How are the two of you, or Argus, or Cole, keeping the crowd's interest in this time? Because it does take time to travel. But then after we're done with that, in the sake of time, we'll just say, okay, all y'all meet back.
We just keep talking about Chiron. I would keep talking about Kerrig and Kerrig Stoneworm.
You start proselytizing.
Yeah, and talking
Okay.
about how he did not just abandon the Vogel person like Vogel did when it died. We resurrected them. No loss to the city of Steercrag, the city first
You
kind
got
of
it.
idea.
So, like, you're ensuring and engraving the faith in this house. So,
to take
not
a-
necessarily proselytizing, but along the same
Well,
lines.
I mean, I'm kind of pulling out the to not take bad political tactics and use them in the game, but make Steercrag great again kind of
Oh,
tactics.
Oh no,
You're doing a thump speech right now.
Mizga.
We're here for
Hey, they are-
everybody,
I will say
including
this.
Vogel.
I'm going to say this. Very good at PR. That's all I'm going to say.
Right.
here
So
to
rather
support
than
everyone.
rock and stone, yours makes Steercrag great again. Yikes.
Not. I'm still using Rock and Stone. Come on,
yeah,
that
yeah.
works.
Okay, sure. Yeah, rock and stone's pretty cool.
Steercrag for
But yeah,
everyone.
I'm just saying that's the kind of proselytizing.
Sure.
I'm
Okay.
doing
Cool.
in
So
this.
you're doing that. Go ahead and roll a performance check.
Caring is for the people.
Are you speaking out as well?
I'm his backup, and I'm just whatever main points he do, I'll like do in the background.
So you guys just
And-
resurrected this dude and,
And they
turned,
just
like,
leave
just left
him
him
to
there.
the-
Well, no, well,
He's still glued to the plank.
Still glued.
I don't.
Everybody, look what we did.
I'll
Just
cut.
behind you.
I'll cut the plank so that his hand is at least free
Sorry,
because I don't
just-
know how to get rid of this sticky stuff without using magic.
Oh, okay. You just
And-
chop. So that's what you're doing.
yeah.
You're in the process of like giving this person freedom
Yes.
from their bond. That's good. Okay.
I will say this: what I'm gonna do is I got a 19,
Sure.
and I will punctuate one of my statements and the healing that comes with it, and use that to cast healing word at him as well.
Okay, cool. Go ahead and roll your damage. I will say, unless you get damage, your healing. Unless you get max healing, this person isn't going to come back to consciousness because they are alive and they are exhausted and they are like 1 hit point. But you have to get max healing for them to come back to consciousness because most of the time, although they might be somewhat of a fighter, they're not
Wait,
player
wait.
character heroes that can just get
Question with
back
that
into the
max
fight with the
healing.
revivify.
Is
Yeah.
it max healing on a first level spell, or if I upcast it, will that make a difference?
Here's what I'll say. I'll say that if you decide to upcast it, if you get a 4 on any of your d4s, it'll count.
All right.
Does that make sense?
I was planning
That
on
way if you-
upcasting it.
Yeah,
anyway,
and that
so-
way, if you do upcast it, you have better chances of possibly bringing this person back. Does that make sense? I feel like it's pretty fair. Makes sense.
Yeah, no, that
Get
was my
max
plan.
on
was
a
to
die,
okay,
and you'll
yeah.
be fine.
And that was my plan. I was already planning on upcasting it. That's why I asked when you said that.
Cool.
As you're doing that, though, with the crowd, I'll be the one in the crowd kind of cheering, starting that, like, oh, yeah, he's right.
Starting chants and stuff like that.
Basically helping him being
8.
an inside
So I rolled a 1 and a
Child was
2.
an equation.
One and a 2. Okay, so they don't come back to consciousness, but quite a few of their wounds begin to heal up. As you see, when you say those words, people are saying like, "Oh, they look even better now." Some of their wounds start to close. You are keeping their attention. Mission accomplished for that, and you are. Whenever he punctuates a statement, you are striking with one of your hand axes to chop this person's the corner of the thing
To
off
free.
to free this individual. So they just have permanently glued piece of wood attached to their hand.
Well, I'm not using.
For the sake of time, you guys all reconvene. I assume I would say that you guys, without Eliezer, you're there as well. You're just there.
I'm still trying to, because I was gone. when
Yeah,
all that
sure.
happened, so I'm just-
But you're there. I think you're probably
You probably noticed what was going on.
holding the board while he chops it to
So I
make
don't
sure it like
hit
doesn't
his
move
hand.
and you don't hit his hand.
I mean, if you'd like to, you can always pump health into it. If
That's
you
true.
want,
That's
but-
true too. If you like, I would say the rest of you kind of integrate into the crowd.
We
try
run the
to move
race
your way into the
by,
front
like, the
line.
skin of our teeth.
Be a bit suspicious if you guys just
Yeah, we
went
will.
out of the crowd and went in
Which
there,
is what
but
we
it's up to
needed to
you guys
do
what you wanna
for the guy to.
Oh, but you have
I
Kyron.
was saying, Kyron's on my
Kyron.
So you're trying to entourage into
So,
there, like march into there.
that's,
Kind of
we
thing?
ended right at the very end of the race. So that's.
Lord
Yeah,
Carringstone, when we have done your bidding, we have healed this Vogel instead of leaving him dead in the ditch. We will heal Steerkrag. Rock and stone!
Okay, and you like
Rock and stone.
usher
with my
them.
thaumaturgy.
You announce them to enter as. What do you look like?
Pete Postlewaite.
Like who?
So, God, well, he was in Alien 3. He was in Dragonheart. He's been in a lot of side characters, but like Big Nose, Big Ears,
Oh.
English actor. Yeah,
Yeah.
that guy.
He was the guy from James and the Giant Peach. This guy.
Oh, yeah.
It was a crocodile tongues.
Yeah.
That guy.
Or yeah, Lost World. He's
been
been
in
in a lot of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So you walk as that guy, as with Kyron on your shoulder, as Cole
I'm wondering how Long knows all these random faces.
announces the
They're all
entrance
people I've killed.
of Kyron coming on in on somebody's shoulders as you enter the circle and people start to cheer and but you told him you have to pretend this, and so Kyron's trying to pretend. It's not necessarily deception, I'd say more performance as you come in. People start to quiet down as he approaches there. They're kind of cheering. Natural 20 for his performance.
Good job, buddy. Destiny.
So he goes like,
He's amped up.
he's like, and then he goes,
We've given it so much power.
He starts controlling people like that. And then he taps your shoulder and says, put me down. Put me down. And you put him down and he realizes, never mind, pick me back up. You can't see me.
It's way better up here.
Stands on you and, can I get a rock and stone?
Rock and stone.
I am your champion of Carrick Stoneworm. I am here to make sure that you all have a wonderful evening and are led properly throughout these trying times. But fear not. What is the word for when you're trying to do?
You're asking the wrong guy about words.
Oh, shoot. My resolve is as firm as stone, and my heart is as hard as iron. I'm not doing very well. The crowd's going wild, though. They're loving it. And Chiron continues to go on, kind of just repeating himself, but he's doing like confirming and denying things, an analogy, and then like
I'm like,
metaphor, and then simile.
I'm gonna all of a sudden I'm gonna be like, tell him where you came from. Tell him your story.
I am one of you, a simple, working individual, a common man. I came from humble beginnings, an orphan, or so I thought, but then I realized my pedigree, but it wasn't that caused me to move forward and tried to claim this title. It was destiny. Destiny called me like a voice loud on the drafty winds. And I am here to show you that it is destiny that shall bring us together, that shall mold us and pressure us like a diamond from stone and coal. Through pressure and harsh times, we shall be stronger together, immovable, impenetrable, a force to be reckoned with, and a mind to be regarded, heard, understood. I am Chiron Carrig Stoneworm.
I think the host has control of his brain right now.
And I
It's working.
will lead you to make Steercrag great again.
For Steercrag! For destiny!
For destiny!
Rock and stone.
People start to go crazy. It starts to die down. The whole, like, it's very stump speech style where people are throwing shit in the air. Just mushrooms get thrown in the air.
Eliezer, help me lift this guy up on this board. We can get him out of here.
Okay.
You lift
I don't
him up
want
on the
him
board
trampled.
to like walk him as yeah, you use the board as like a gurney.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah, and you guys start to make your way out of the crowd starts to disperse unless there's anything else you want from them. You start to do so. I will say Zemdak, as they're doing that, you do hear a voice in your head that's like, oh no, it is a bit crowded in here.
Oh, Jesus.
This is not what I intended. It appears, as one of the arms kind of flops off, I have control of this side,
Oh, no.
Oh no, oh no.
but the other side has not awakened yet. Oh dear.
The side without the plank.
Does that hand have the plank piece on it?
It does. So they're like splinters.
Smack. We are not doing good
Do-
with the whole not spreading him to living matter.
Do we notice this sort of thing? Is this just in your head? How's it in your head?
Because I've breathed in more spores than anybody.
Okay.
Probably, yeah. And because he was the one addressing him,
Yeah.
initiating the conversation in the first place.
Well,
Great.
we'll figure that out. Sorry about this. He died in the pool, so wasn't really anything we could do.
Oh well,
I'll learn to live with it.
this will be a new learning experience for me.
Yep.
He'll just be happy he's alive.
And Ankilan goes to like stroke the beard, and it's just
Crunch.
scrape.
You might not want to do much with your hand. It's
I see.
Still glued to a board. You're an alchemist. Do you know how to make solvent?
I could dissolve it, but that might damage the hand. I will look into this. I will need time.
Sounds good.
Hey, this guy could have a major new potion life that he could totally make tons of money and be totally awesome.
We also could have just created the CrestVahllen version of Two-Face for all we know.
If he's some kind of a rogue, Ankyline can help him with poisons.
It's true. There's a lot of things that can happen here.
What have we done?
It worked out in the end, right?
He's
Cool.
back
Where are you
alive.
bringing
He's
this
gonna be
dude?
more happy. You want to take him back to which house we taking him to?
We go back to the Quarry's Qualm, or do we go back to the Bone and Broth?
Now, how are we
Brian.
both carrying him since I'm so much taller than you?
Oh God, I love the vision of that.
Actually, you like probably got it, like by your chesticles and
I'm
just
like-
like this.
Chesticles?
Yeah, you ever carry a couch downstairs? Somebody has to do this, and the other person's like this. Yeah, that kind of deal. Your chesticles, your pectorals.
I can kind of like picture the guy's feet like running into the back of your head too.
Yeah. So where are you bringing him?
Where do you want to take him?
Let's go to the Quarry's Calm because that's where we came from. That's what the people know we're going from. So it makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you guys head over to the Quarry's Qualm.
I throw Kyron in the pool.
Do a little whoa.
You have a bit of an entourage as you leave. It eventually begins to disperse, and when you enter there, you're like, oh, okay. Some people will enter in with the tavern and start drinking. Bilgrar's happy because there's a lot of people here that are celebrating, making a lot of
His
making a lot
bar
of money.
won.
What?
His bar won. So of course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty packed in here now. You guys can head upstairs. All of you are here together. Pernua meets up with you. Everybody. Pernua, Conk, Kyron, the rest of you. Ermgrim, yeah. You guys didn't make an effort to try to find them, so we're still missing.
I mean, we were kind of worrying about something else. Besides, if he goes after Vogel, I don't care.
I mean, I do notice one of us is missing. Because there's the head count. Do you want? Should we go look for
He
him? or-
disappeared at some point. Figure he's off doing his thing.
Well, there was a fun person from his hit list there. So
When was the last
I-
time we saw him?
he came
Sometime
down
during
with
the
us.
race.
Yeah.
Did anybody see what happened to the person on his hit list at the end of the race?
No. I ran over there and he was gone.
Once they lost, they cleared out pretty quickly.
Did they clear out, or did Ermgrim clear them out?
They disappeared.
I told
Make
him I
of
wasn't
that-
going to get in the way.
Interpret that
So-
however you want to.
Yeah. Same on the
I mean, it's a way to get rid of problems. It's a sloppy way, but it is a way.
I mean, if he plays it right, could easily kill him and make it look like he killed himself in defeat and shame.
Will he take his time to do that, though?
Oh, he'll take his time.
If he has him, I'm not expecting us to see him for several days. Of course, he could have also used that time to, go through to the city when everybody's not there and get Stoneworm, too.
Again? I told him I wouldn't be in his way.
I'm pretty sure I got lucky he didn't murder me the other time, so I'm staying out of his way, too.
Maybe we can check in on him like tomorrow. see
I
if
can
he's
use
okay.
I can use a message. I can use a sending, but are we ready for that?
I mean, it's only been like half an hour. We can.
Here's the other thing.
How bad could he?
How
get?
long have combats lasted on average for you guys?
I mean, they're always less than a minute, so
Yeah.
30 seconds,
Been how long?
45 seconds.
Half an hour?
I was thinking by the time we got.
Travel time and
Yeah.
Yeah, about that. That makes sense. So it's been about 30 times as long as usually.
Well,
Combat
but
slots?
that also
Oh,
means
she's talking about travel because now we're back at the.
Yeah, no, I understand.
I'm pretty sure there's travel time.
It
involved
means
in what
he's looking at me
doing,
like,
too.
what the fuck?
Is it one of those two?
Yeah, it totally is.
I can.
Okay.
I mean, if you can reach out to him, but he may have had to travel too. You may just hear screaming coming from somewhere.
I can use sending. I'll cast sending on Ermgrim.
Okay, what do you say?
Where are you? Are you all right? Are you taking care of your list? Is there anything that we need? Are you going to meet up with us?
You hear? I found where the shitbird goes to roost. He's not alone. I was going to, but tall woman in pink armor gave me pause.
Yeah. So he went to go after him, and there is a tall woman in pink armor. Kind of stopped him from attacking. I mean, from what we heard from Shade, the Tiffany would be scary.
And that's
Yeah.
But
And that's the
Tiffany
name,
was
Tiffany?
scary. What do you
Yeah.
mean it would be scary? Tiffany is scary.
Well, yeah.
The assassin that we came to your prison with,
well, okay. I remember her.
she had a teammate that wore
Pink
like
armor.
neon pink armor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Tiffany was scary.
Tiffany's scared.
They were all scary.
Did we ever meet Tiffany?
They're all
Yes, we did because we left her
Murderers.
leg behind.
No, we didn't leave Tiffany's leg behind.
Oh.
I don't think we
You
ever
killed a
met.
different
was-
one.
I don't
Yeah.
think we
That
ever
was a
met
we
knife
didn't.
Tiffany.
or something. It was a different.
No,
We
yeah,
heard
no.
The
Shade
Argent
talk
Flame
about Tiffany.
themselves
Tiffany's-
never
Tiffany's
actually
usually is,
met
right.
face to face with Tiffany.
Yeah.
No, but Shade
Oh, that's
mentioned
right.
Tiffany
That's
a
right,
handful
'cause
of
Shade
times.
did
Yeah,
in
that's-
alternate scenes that because Taylor was at the table.
Yeah. Well, and that's not
Well,
going to talk about things we
when
don't
we
know.
were running, a few times she goes, "Oh, I'm just trying to get out of here before Tiffany gets here."
Yeah. And
So-
if she's scared of Tiffany, then
Yeah.
then. And Shade was a scary woman. Assuming.
So Tiffany was hunting Shade.
That just means the Dokenan Rye is involved, which is what we were expecting.
They're
Yeah.
a sisterhood.
We expected the,
you guys
the
remember what they're
Dokenan Rye
called?
to come in line.
Okay.
The-
Right.
The Dorcan Rye.
Okay.
they're the ones
He
that
literally
locked you
just
up.
said it. That's why we all just stared at you like.
I think we already did rolls around the table of how much you guys know about the Dorcan Rye, and you've learned more about it.
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, I mean, and that we knew that we had a feeling that
We knew they were
that
involved.
the conclave was supporting
Vogel.
Vogel
It
anyway.
makes,
This just is the final confirmation of it.
it makes sense that they'd be protecting that champion.
Let's be careful of how much we talk about it out here in Quarry's Calm. guys.
It's true.
They go stab another wall.
Good call. A little too hyped up from
Yeah.
To adopt.
reviving.
Bring
Bringing back souls kind of gets me a little not paying attention to what's going
It's
on.
just
How
a
much
nosy
gold do you have
tabaxi.
I look at Kyron and I go, Kyron, how much gold do you have left?
None. I have a little bit of platinum, but no
Is he
gold.
done paying us?
He doesn't have money. We need more diamonds, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm now
wanna
out.
Make friends with a
Yeah.
lot of people
We
here
need to get that.
right now, especially after that wind. You should buy a round for everybody.
Oh, I can do that. I can do that. I can go downstairs.
Okay.
Take
2
log with
platinum
you.
should cover everybody, right?
Yeah.
They may give it out for free in your name. Take log with you.
Oh,
Yeah. It'll help.
Okay.
No, we're just doing a,
Should I get on top
do a
again?
little more PR thing for him.
Bouncing well.
Sure. And I smack his head right into the.
Right into the doorway threshold.
Which I knew ahead of time would happen.
Log. No.
So he's like hanging off backwards, like upside down behind you, and he like eventually scrambles and pulls himself up. And then
So-
you hit the next.
Your image of these people, are they your actual height? Or is him on your shoulders
Yeah.
look like he's floating?
Well, I mean, because even if that's what it would be my
You
actual
could change
height.
your height a foot in
Yeah.
each direction,
Right,
but if I was
the,
sitting
but
on
the
my-
change
But this is
But if
is
you're
an
sitting,
illusion.
but if you're sitting on my
Right.
shoulders, then it would look funny. So I'm my actual height.
I mean, you can absolutely make the person that you look like in your actual height.
Yeah,
It's
that's why I
just like a
asked.
very thin illusion.
But if he's sitting on my shoulders, it's going to look like there's feet sticking out of. Like,
No,
or
it's
he's
gonna
gonna
look
no,
like
no,
he's floating.
no. Because if it's a skin tight illusion, it won't.
What he's saying is you can still make him your height, but look
Your
like yourself,
illusion
so
of
it's
who
not
you're looking
he's
like
sticking
can still
out.
be your height and your proportions, so it can be like a
No, yeah,
skin tight thing. So it won't look like his feet are sticking out of anything.
No, so that's what I'm saying. They're my height.
Okay.
Is
That's
I'm
what I was
saying.
asking.
Yeah.
It was just like,
I assume
Are you
unless you
saying
say
it's not
otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just saying if they're not, then that's when it would look
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
I think we just explained to Cody exactly what he was saying. Like,
Yeah.
sorry.
Yikes. Okay,
saying
so
that they're my height.
anyway, y'all go downstairs. You keep the crowd rowdy. Drinks are poured around his thing. A round is bought. What are you guys doing? It is, if I'm not mistaken, like early afternoon, because you guys got there like just before like the trial of the tavern started somewhat early in the day, if I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
we woke up and had to run there. So
Yeah.
We should probably,
So I'd say it's, like,
see what
around
more we can
lunchtime.
Find out about for tomorrow.
I'm pretty low on my power, so
I am too, but I should be able. I mean, that's tomorrow anyway.
Argus, you're familiar with how like Revivify works, and often when a person is Revivified, they're exhausted and they need to
Yeah.
rest and everything. So this type, most likely, this individual, unless really well healed or really well tended to, won't be waking up until tomorrow,
okay.
until they had like a long rest.
We can keep him here, but I worry about if someone might come in and do something.
Yeah.
I mean, I know we know a little bit about the trial tomorrow, but we should
don't know that
probably
much.
try and
And
coordinate.
do we need to go
or see
chase
if we can
down
find
Ermgrim
more.
to make sure he doesn't do something stupid? Or that's on him.
I mean, he.
That's
I
on
mean,
him.
it's on him.
We
Makes
have already
sense.
established that we are not going to get in his way and we cannot control him. We are not responsible for the actions that he pulls off.
We also now know that there is someone else in the city.
Mm-hmm. We keep an eye out. Yeah.
I mean, that also confirms that the Vogel are working with our friends.
Yeah. Which comes no surprise to any of us.
Could we just prop the guy up in the corner and like
Weekend at Bernie's?
Weekend at Bernie's him? Put a mug in his
Phoenix
hand?
him?
How about we stick him in that little hidey hole room and we have like Pernua hide out in there with him?
You see one of the legs like just pop up Weekends at Bernie's style and cross the legs.
Oh,
and,
right.
I mean,
Archeoline's
I can
He's
help
got
with that.
he's got control of like half of his body.
That's true.
It's a very Manuel Samuel kind of movement.
Guys, we gotta find some sunglasses if this is gonna work.
One eye open, one eye closed.
You gotta have an artificer.
No. He's just
Make some blast
he's
goggles.
that protective. He's that good with his defense. He sleeps with one eye open.
What else do we need to do to prep for the trial of the mind tomorrow?
We don't know much apart from they put a helmet on and attack his mind.
I mean, I can try and do what I do with Log every night. Maybe that'll help.
I can
with
enhance
attacking the
ability.
mind.
I mean, you could link with his mind and do that too if you wanted to.
What?
If you're linked with his mind while it's getting attacked, might be able to provide support.
Didn't one of you have
Potentially.
Intellect Fortress?
Yeah.
That was.
Yeah.
That's what I do with Log every night.
Could also enhance ability on their intelligence.
I think they both just give
Advantage.
the same
Right.
boost. So
But I meant, yeah.
I don't know that stacking it would really help.
I don't know if we can stand close so I get guidance or not.
Intellect Force just sounds cool, and I feel like the flavor is kind of cooler. Especially it's like, protect your mind with a castle, like a redoubt and walls and crenulations and
Well, and in the
Psychic
that one, I think
ballistas.
It lasts for like an hour or so before it
Yeah.
really has any issues. So
And I can suggest to Kyron to ignore whatever it says.
That's a good idea.
We don't necessarily know what the outcome is supposed to be.
We know you
Not
die.
die.
that they did make a big point of saying not dying was a big part.
Right.
think-
but
Hello?
Like
Is this thing on?
what
Hello?
if there's some sort of
As a few of you, I think, who has had the most spores? Other than Zen. Who's the second most? Probably you, I think.
I don't know. I think
I don't think any of the rest of
I think
us.
it's just Zemdek.
Yeah,
I think I
Zemdek, you hear?
like
Hello?
maybe 2.
Is this thing on? Hello? Is
Hello?
this working?
Yeah.
It's, oh, you can.
Oh, Zonky
Great.
line.
This is new. Like, you are now connected.
Yeah. Thanks for connecting us.
There's a switchboard in the middle.
You may initiate your long distance call.
I love it. We have a myconoid.
Hello? Is this thing on?
Yeah.
I heard that the trial of the tavern went well.
It did.
This is good news.
We are all set for tomorrow.
That's wonderful. Unfortunately, our attempts to
Gosh, of course.
push forward the affect public opinion in order to push forward the trial of the mind to tomorrow have proven to be less than successful. Unfortunately, people are really into the fact that they have a day off and they want another day off. So that's a problem. I don't know if there's anything you could do on your end. We are attempting to initiate more of our inside agents in order to influence more opinions. We have someone in the Fang.
Wouldn't a day off be the perfect time to do another public spectacle?
I suppose, unless
I mean, but a city like this, if you have 2 days off in a row, then that can have dire consequences on some things too.
well, it would decrease defenses, but then it would also mean defenses if we wanted to infiltrate certain types of things and sway public opinion or form a coup of some type, less bloodshed. But I believe. So, what plan are we going with? Are we doing the coup where no one is at home in the roost, so we take over the nest type of thing, or are we trying to do it through diplomatic proceedings?
What if we did a mix?
I would prefer diplomatic.
You see, so none of the rest of you actually hear this,
Yeah.
and then Aki's line, it's like, hold, please, and then the bandito dude just goes, and his head goes back, and just like speakerphone starts to come out of his mouth. The voice.
I would prefer nobody.
Can you hear me?
I would prefer nobody dies, but let's keep the other one as Plan B.
I'm still worried that Vogel might try a force of hand. So I worry about arms coming out.
What if we tried a mixture of the two, especially because that could be, if he passes, that could also be a very nice PR sort of thing, as in we have them in there protecting the Fang so Vogel can't take it, and then if we win, we do this big show of them handing it back to Kyron as the rightful ruler of the city and who they view. I mean, considering they're made of some of the lower people from the Rift, it might help even make his claim even stronger.
But it will make everyone's perception of them very poor. To be the ones that came and took over.
The usurper.
Yeah.
Unless we can show this town that Vogel tried to usurp and they defended it.
Yeah,
That's not a bad idea.
So, make sure you're close to the Fang.
Of course,
If
all of
the
these
Vogel
are
make a move.
Sound like things out of really bad novels.
We can station surreptitious forces, and those, we're quite good at that. In a perimeter or proximity around the Fang, we can do that. Should we
come up
Should
with
we have
like
focus on militant forces or orative forces? Are we talking statecraft or spycraft?
What if we have them move
I think
after
we're handling the public side of things.
Got it. Cloak and dagger.
Does
You're up.
Chiron, does he have like colors or a sigil?
No.
You mean as far as like designations
Yeah,
of
yeah.
like the house he's from? No.
Yeah, we haven't, because we just created this house.
I'm assuming Carrick doesn't have a, since they're all, clanless.
No,
basically.
because it's like it's a catch-all name for
Yeah.
those that don't have a clan.
Does Stoneworm?
yeah.
Stoneworm does. Stoneworm's sign is a large, like a worm, like made of stone that kind of coils on itself, similar to like an ampersand, and has silvers and grays, browns with a fleck of like green luster and gold luster and platinum luster to it.
Do we combine all of them? Into
What if we
one,
did like the stoneworm symbol with the fang in the center of it to show a steer crag in the common that way?
I'm just thinking some
Make
way
it
to mark
rainbow.
themselves as not evil attackers.
Yeah.
Like, can you come up with some sort of an armband in the Stoneworm colors, or
Armband, okay. TJ's like,
You want us to... Oh, you want our forces to look as though they are official forces of a...
at least some way to
So
mark
not the
your-
common man, but actual gods.
No. I want some way to mark yourselves as on the side of the city, rather than those attacking from the breach.
Ah, that is a good point. You have any suggestions?
Other than somehow using the Stoneworm colors or the Fang itself.
Does Steercrag have any actual symbols of the city?
So like
the Fang is a big thing of the city because the Fang is like the estate, the mansion, the noble house, whoever. It's like the White House.
Yeah.
It is the manor as to which it's a giant like prehistoric
We did use
petrified Fang that's been hollowed
We
out.
could
and used
do a
as
shield with the fang in the middle. Protectors of Steercrag.
or I mean when you released the
they're not gonna have time to like embroider a bunch of like patches with a
Well, when
Fang
you
on them.
released
So I'm
this-
trying to like colored cloth would be something they could easily
You
get rid
make
of.
it out of
released
metal and
your-
just...
when you released your souls, they came out silver, right?
Yeah.
Which we made a big thing about how that was Stoneworm and Kyrick Stoneworm with that and the silver color. Why not do it that way? Let us dress him in flippin' silver for tomorrow, so that way it stands out. That way when people move down there, it's very clearly his...
Chiron, what is your best
Kyron's downstairs.
shirt?
He's downstairs, giving people the.
Getting hammered.
I am quite adept in illusion magic. If we need to make a certain insignia visible upon certain forces.
A silver-
Don't do so many, but
Silver Fang.
silver fang.
Silver Fang.
That's it. Simple,
Yep.
easy.
Do you want a
Like-
shield around it or not?
If you can do a shield, I don't know
On the
how.
sternum.
Yes. I don't know how good your magic is, but
I can make that happen. Simple.
shield heraldry with a silver fang on it.
It's been a while. I can change. I believe.
Basically puts you as the protectors of Carrick Stoneworm.
Well, anybody that's within my general direction for about 8 hours.
Perfect.
As many people that can get close to me within 30 feet of me for about 8 hours.
If you have to attack, do that before you attack.
Okay, should we do that anyway? And that way
Yes.
our forces are there. Great. And we are, if anybody asks, what's our backstory? Probably something along the lines of the common man and the coming of the new regime. Oh, that sounds too usurperish, doesn't it?
Drop the new regime part and the common man and the steer crag.
Militia.
Yes.
The
Great.
Carrig Stoneworm had agreements in place with you to protect the city.
Wonderful. So you can continue to have this day off.
Yes.
Ah, love it. Play on their insecurities. Wonderful.
And actually, what we can do to help with that is potentially have some people not from your group, but some people with us around wearing that same sort of livery, have that flag.
The Carrig Coalition.
We could make that.
Carrick Coalition. Got it. I don't know why I sounded 50 years younger all of a sudden. But
could-
this
It
is
gets you
now what I
excited. It's
sound
fine.
like.
We could actually have them be his bodyguard, his honor guard, even. Which would let people know that they're with him.
Then perhaps some of you should come over today and do that then. Protect him today. And then you're seen with him, and then clearly it's like, oh yes, he is there here with him.
Perfect. You can show yourselves.
And two drow individuals just walk out of the wall. One has a stab wound in their side.
Sorry about that. Should we get Grimmy back too? That would give us like a third person to do that.
Good luck.
I mean, actually,
I don't have any way to contact him anymore.
I know. Actually, if we could contact him, we should send Grimmy with them to protect the Fang anyway. A, he might get a chance at Stoneworm, or Klaxon.
Yeah.
B, he's out of our hair, and he makes his people look good. Before I mispronounce that.
Well, but then you're having all people from the Underdark together.
Yep.
That doesn't look coolish at all.
Not at all.
No, actually, what I would like to do is, it's really nice to have these two drow with us, and thank you so much for your help. I would actually like to have a few of the regular people from Steercrag in this honor guard.
Bilgrar? Like, who can we trust enough that's not like...
Do they have anybody who's not... What about Grey Gloves? He's not from the Rift. He appears as more of the common man. And if we can stop him doing the stupid Grey Gloves bullshit, he won't expose us.
Boots, I don't want to get your brother into this much danger.
I am totally like not making eye contact hardcore with Zemdak at all when I'm suggesting this, because I know he's not going to like the idea.
I've warned him to keep himself safe, but
Right.
at this point, he feels like he has a purpose.
Do you want to
Too much.
bring him into something that could make him that dangerous as his purpose? Because
As
if I was in your place, I would not.
I don't like it, but as much as a risk as it is, it's his life.
But-
I can't tell him
Would you rather
don't do it.
If he's with us,
We'd have to offer that.
if he's with us in the honor guard, you can at least keep your eye on him, as opposed to him attacking the Fang with everybody else, or protecting the Fang with everybody else.
He's part of a group over which I have no authority.
True.
But like I said, I don't think the honor guard should be pure Rift people, because yes, it looks really nice, but if all we have is the Rift people from the Rift is the honor guard, we might as well not have them with us, because it's going to look like, especially with the other group taking the Fang, it's going to look like a coup.
Well,
We have some of us.
to that effect, my illusion can make them look
Not.
like whatever we want them to look like. Not just their apparel, but species, height, weight.
The ones with us as well as the ones with you?
I
Or
can
is
do
that
it
going to be
once.
a little much?
And everybody that's close to me, however many they are, and it lasts for 8 hours. But once I've done it, they don't have to be close to me anymore.
So you could potentially make the people who are going to be part of our honor guard not look more like regular dwarves and
Yeah.
surface dwellers kind of thing.
If you want an escort from some of our forces,
I don't think it would be a bad thing. And it shows how serious we're taking this too.
It also shows that we would have more power than just the 10 of us.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. Which might give the person in the pink armor some pause on just attacking us outright.
Maybe.
I mean, if it's the one that she's talking about, it won't matter.
if this works, it could possibly be a climax, something that could possibly tip the scales to force public opinion into one way, to say, oh, we should absolutely do the trial of the mind now. More people call for it. The people that have spoken.
Who gets to choose it?
So Logren,
Okay.
as the current
Then
ruler.
why don't we just go tell Logan we need it done now?
I
We
think
do
we
have a
did.
Think of it kind of like
Didn't no, we did.
We did tell him.
we did tell Logren that he did agree that it was going to happen the next day.
He's doing his best. Think of it like the Electoral College. Technically, the electorate don't have to vote with the way of the people, but they're more often going to vote with those people.
Depends on where you live.
So
It's down to really the people that are in power that have, certain influence. But if they don't represent their constituents well, then they're not going to remain in that position very long.
do we know who's holding this up?
Holding what up?
It not happening tomorrow?
Right.
No.
Who's the other guardian?
Oh,
here?
right.
Who's the fly in the ointment?
It appears to be Glenn Vogel has rallied some support using the excuse that certain illnesses and death that they would need time to recuperate. And whatever it is, they have some powerful friends because they were able to convince quite a few people in positions of well repute.
Interesting that they use that excuse when that's what they use to get Stoneworm out of power.
I know, right?
Well, and what do you? If you don't have to pass all the trials, what's the purpose of the trials?
Do we know where the trial actually takes place? Is it at the Fang? Or is it at the castle?
Our intelligence suggests it is in a chamber whose location is hidden, most likely somewhere underground in the Fang.
And so why don't we just get the crowd downstairs to all show up at the Fang tomorrow and demand that the trial takes place?
Like protesters.
We spread the word that we're challenging the trial of the mind tomorrow, and everybody show up at the Fang to see it happen.
I mean, we've got a whole
you make that
crowd
happen?
downstairs. I can make a
Spread
rather
the word?
large announcement,
Right.
especially if I talk about the cowardness of Vogel and they're leaving somebody behind, and now they're trying to stop those who have succeeded from taking their rightful test. I think we could potentially get the crowd behind us.
I can spread that in a whisper campaign tonight.
And our bard can do it out loud. And we'll hit him for both sides. And
That's very possible. It could work. So crazy, it just might work.
Here, I can start writing some flyers out too, and just pass them. We can pass them around, or like Shikar can fly around and just drop them across the city.
And then
That's a brilliant idea.
We need to get the tweeter out.
I think
Yep.
and we could
Tweeter
potentially- I mean, I know I can potentially get in there. Maybe a couple of us can get in there and follow them into that room and do something. Don't know.
I can think about
From what we know of the trial of the mind is that it is exactly what I said it was, a mind flayer skull. that has still influence and connection to possibly some sort of collective consciousness. Now, if that is the case, if it hasn't happened already, preventing that type of thing from being stolen or broken out or whatever that could possibly, catastrophic events that could possibly happen with that, it means that it's most likely under heavy guard, heavy lock and key, and kept somewhere extremely heavily protected. Possibly just as well protected as the Lord, if not more.
Speaking of items that still have some mental control, do we really want to let Kyder near it? I mean, speaking from personal experience, things that still have control mentally are not necessarily the best things to put on your head, or near your head, or in a bag, away like thousands of feet away from your head.
Yeah, we have to fortify his mental capacity in whatever we can.
Downstairs, I'm holding his legs while he's on the bar doing a cake stand.
Chug, 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 chug.
Just while you're talking about fortifying.
Yeah.
And he's like,
I'm resistant to poison.
Actually, I get every single time it's like Destiny.
Our efforts to try to find the location of where this skull helmet is being held have been proved, well, mostly fruitless. Our best chance is to be invited in, or your best chance, when the actual trial commences.
Where it all happens behind closed doors and we don't get to see it.
Do we have a piece of mind flayer still? Is the skull? Log
we-
always likes chopping skulls off. So
We never killed
you
him.
never killed one.
No, the
You
closest,
killed Grandpa Cruel.
we did.
We didn't take
But-
his
We were
soul.
outside
right,
the
and
hut when that happened.
while we don't know it, she ate his skull.
Right.
She ate his brain out of his
Yeah,
skull.
she had his brain. Yeah,
We don't have any
but you
bones,
didn't.
though.
You,
No,
Yeah,
we
we
didn't
don't
take
know
the
any of
body
that.
with us.
No one else. Yeah, none of us.
Damn it. Okay, that's
The
okay.
only thing that we have that is potentially a small piece of mind flayer is the tentacle I dropped off to be turned into a whip.
Right.
But that's not.
No, but so
That's Umber Hulk, like transformed
Right.
Umber Hulk.
Right.
Or no,
No, worm.
that
It
was
the worm.
It was the worm.
However, didn't we put Ankyline on some of those things that like were partially being
Oh,
transformed
absolutely.
into him? What if he has some? Do you have any sort of thing you can do with that Ankyline?
Hold, please.
What is this hold? I don't understand.
Let's hold your beer. That's
Hold.
Oh, I'll be back. I don't have a beard right now.
Sorry. Hello. Not used to these vocal cords.
Do you have a way that you can influence other mind flayers or the like, or any way that you could help the little dude?
This is the platform on a deceased mutated Umber Hulk. I don't know. If I reach out, it could have consequences, but I can try.
What kind of consequences?
Do we want a mind flayer?
I don't want mind
No.
flayers to take over all of Ankyline.
No, I think it's probably a bad idea. Don't do it. Just do your normal decomposition process.
Do you
I'm gonna
want
make a cerebro?
me to move this platform?
No.
No.
No. I was just wondering. It was an idea, Ankyline. Thank you, though.
One thought.
Did mind flayers ever come looking for that?
Yeah.
No. The mind flayer worm dissolved.
Right.
Ankyline's in the regular purple worm.
Yeah, but he's in the Umber Hulk too.
The Umber Hulk.
Oh,
has
in the Umber
transformed.
Hulk.
and the mutated Umber Hulks that you killed. Yeah.
So I have an idea. So what if we take some of the skulls? I'm going to have to talk to Log and convince him to do this. But if we take some of the skulls and the bones, if I could go study at the library really quickly to see an anatomical drawings of mind flayer skulls, could turn it into the bones into a hat using Fabricate tomorrow, and then swap out the real thing with this fake one, and then that way there's no chance that
Are the skulls gonna match
I
though?
thought you had some sort of skull, some sort of kill, some sort of bones.
he does. Well, he does.
He has hand. No, you got rid of your hands, didn't
Yeah,
you?
got rid of the hands.
You just have some bones.
You sawed up a purple worm
Yeah.
faceplate.
Yes, we got the purple worm faceplate.
That's not the only thing though. I don't know if we have anything.
Like it's in sections because
Well,
you.
yeah,
Well, no.
I've got an often
Part of the faceplate,
skull.
I said, could possibly be turned into like fabricated into one of those razor fang shields, like the
Yeah.
spike shields, given like more stuff added to it and some forging and all that jazz.
So, I mean, so other than York, the only other skull I have is the Enfanter skull.
Well, and I mean, the squids I know don't have much of a skull to them in general. So I don't know if we're going to be able to take something else's skull and turn it into it. Is what I'm saying.
No, but you remember how I did that thing with the ore and I took out and I was able to get the diamonds and stuff? out
Yeah,
of it?
yeah, yeah.
Same thing, but turn it into a hat. Turn the raw bones into a hat. And then you basically have this fake skull. It's a crazy idea, but it was just a thought.
I mean,
It's a thought. I don't know. There's just some way to try to make this foolproof because I just don't. Even during his great speech, he still looked a little queasy today.
oh,
Kyron.
I'm pretty sure our friend took control of him at that one point where he started talking about his past, because that didn't sound anything like Kyron at all, like any stretch of the imagination. Very confident. Very, very confident. And not Destiny screaming confident either.
Right. Right.
But he actually sounded like the heroes from the stories that I've read. And I mean, from our own existence, those people don't actually exist except for in really good literary. I mean, look at us. We don't succeed that way.
No, there's a lot of dumb luck that happens for us.
Emphasis on dumb.
Well, if nothing else, I'll plan to have our Whispering campaign start this evening, and I'll have some of our spy masters be surrounding the Fang and around that perimeter area if they are needed.
Okay. I'm gonna work on a little bit of a speech here. Does somebody want to go downstairs and tell Log not to get like Kyron so shit faced?
You can fix that anyway.
How do I shut this thing off? Is it just... Oh,
Thank you.
Oh.
that was surprising. I wasn't expecting it to spit out so many puff... Oh, that's kind of gross. Can you just... Call, end it.
Thank you for that, Ankyline. That was very helpful.
Anytime.
Knocks himself
Dude, ow.
unconscious.
Right.
Is the other half of the body still dead? Is that what happened?
He's unconscious.
No, yeah, unconscious.
No, I mean the part that he has control over.
Like the brain not having enough oxygen for a certain amount of time. Gentle repose only did so much.
Yeah.
So they're like half paralyzed. Now Oculine has control of the other side.
we basically gave Onkuline control of somebody who's basically a vegetable. So they're not dead, but
See
Makes
when-
sense. They rolled absolutely horribly to come back to that body.
See if they wake up in the morning, and if not, he's just. The story is he's had a stroke, and
Yikes.
Do we know what a stroke is?
that happens. You can make him something to get around, right?
I'm sure Ankyline will eventually take
Take
the
over.
whole thing, and
Yeah.
Well, especially if the guy doesn't eat.
Zembek's like, not my problem.
I mean, worst comes to worst, he just goes up to the top of the roof and throws himself off, and then he has control of the body.
yep,
I could always just take his soul.
that's
Apparently, TJ did not like my suggestion.
Dark. Fuck.
it's a little mercenary there, bud.
Not this character.
It must be all these bad influences I'm hanging around with.
So you have two of
Somebody
the,
who likes to light women on fire. And
you have two drow individuals here in the
What
room
I
with
do
you
behind closed doors is
that are some of the
Jesus.
you have two drow individuals here in the room with you. Some of the spy masters.
We've seen one or two around the city. Drow.
Yeah.
Like they're not completely outlawed.
no,
here.
they fit in.
Yeah. So
No, like I said, my only thing was that it shouldn't be just drow or just.
We are
Hoover
not.
or-
So,
so we're,
I think
you know.
I think you two, like
Now there
your
was
your job is to make sure that Kyron makes it to the trial tomorrow. So if you guys could protect him.
it's what is it called?
Dolmades.
Domates. It's Greek.
Grape
It's rice
leaves.
wrapped in grape leaves.
Yeah.
It's delicious.
Right, but it's good.
It's delicious.
Yeah, I was
It's Greek, so
good.
it's really good.
So it's rice.
It's rice and seasoning and like some
Olive oil.
peppers, olive oil, a little bit of tomato, and wrapped in grape leaves. It's really
Yeah.
good. It's kind
What
of salty
gives
and
it the-
vinegary.
What gives it the vinegary?
Vinegar.
Yeah, there's a little vinegar in there.
Vinegar.
too.
It's-
Mixed in the rice or on the grape?
The
the
grape
rice.
leaf is like pickled.
That's what I needed to know. That's really good, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very old Greek food.
Oh, I've
I was
been.
impressed.
Yeah.
I think
What
grape
are we
leaves
doing?
pickled. Vinegar.
They're good.
I have to look up the actual recipe, but you can just look it up.
Might
don't
also,
matter.
I don't
Anyway.
know. It might be vinegar in the rice too. I don't know.
Yeah, it might be vinegar on the rice. Anyway, doesn't matter. So, again, you have these two drow individuals here that are waiting for your orders.
I think your job is to make sure Kyron makes it
Through the night.
through the night to tomorrow. Can you do that?
We can be his bodyguards.
And kind of have that presence to make it look like we have those bodyguards to,
Try not to let
part of
Log
this group that we have.
give him alcohol poisoning. That would probably be preferable as well. Oh, he's a
So
dwarf.
we're on babysitting duty.
He's a dwarf, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
So he
my
can
age.
probably drink a decent amount. But he usually sticks to
literally
milk,
my
so he's not used to it.
Just so you know, not all of us are drow. There are many others.
Sure.
Dwarves, gnomes, humans, tieflings, all other types.
While we will also be keeping our eyes on him, I think having you two
As a
help us do
presence.
that. Just to make sure he makes it to tomorrow.
Got it. Babysitting duty.
Yes.
Is there something else you prefer to do?
Well, I didn't train in the darkest pit of oblivion. I'm not going to get into it.
If someone comes after him, make them disappear. That's what you're good at, yes?
Someone trying to harm them.
Yes.
That we can do.
Also, be on the lookout for bright pink armor.
All right. Any reason why?
Extreme danger.
Fight or flee?
Fully.
Flee.
Unless they're trying to kill him.
We'll have our exits marked.
Unless you know, yeah. You heard us mention the Dokenin, right?
The Doken and Rye. They're after you.
No.
They're after Kyron.
No, they're working for the Vogels.
They're
Well, actually, I think the Vogels are working. for them.
They're paying people.
you guys are saying a lot of things out loud that should not be said out loud
Sure.
in a place where people are listening.
I do that a lot.
The puppet masters of this situation have sent their dogs to help the puppets.
This might be more difficult than we anticipated. Should the Doken and Rye descend upon us,
They won't.
our number are too few.
From what we have seen, they won't act out in the open. They will wait until there are fewer eyeballs on the situation.
And lucky for us, that's where we do our work.
So we just need to not be where they think we are. If
That was sarcasm. Come on. If we die, at least we die doing what we believe in.
See, babysitting duty can sometimes be very interesting.
This is why I don't want children. As this person, both of them descend the stairs and go down.
Would I recognize like who they are, what they are? Like assuming that they would walk towards Kyron and
Good point.
Oh,
Or would I suddenly think that these people are like, I think I need to start throwing down?
You guys, when we went to the baths,
Or an insight check.
when we went to visit them the second time
Well, that's what, like, yeah, so
in
do
the
I
baths,
recognize?
yeah.
That's a 2 on the die. So that's a 2.
You have no idea who these people are, but their hands look pretty nice.
They're very smooth.
They're very nice hands. Look like collectible hands.
Well, it's a very crowded bar and all this. I'm just going to try and interpose myself between them and Kyron, because I assume they're
Sure.
armed and looking like they're approaching him directly.
They're really good at this type of thing. Whether or not you recognize who they are, they can keep track and babysit without being close enough to be a threat.
Okay.
Yeah. So whether or not you realize what they are, they can still hang back. And I doubt Log has as much experience in spycraft and statecraft to know that they are watching without watching. What's your passive perception?
10.
Yeah. So probably not. Yeah. You're just like, oh, turning this way, and then that's pretty much the end of it.
Okay.
They blend in pretty well. Okay, great. What are you guys doing for the rest of the day?
I'm writing a speech.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm writing a speech.
Because if no one tells me that there are now babysitters, I'm going to assume I'm Kyron's babysitter.
I mean, eventually one of us, when we make it down, we'd be like,
Yeah.
hey,
You
this is what's going on.
we have a random symbol to say, "Hey, talk in my head," and then we.
What time is it?
Not noon.
It is. I'd say it's like 2 in the afternoon.
I mean,
What do we need to get done? Because I'm
Yeah.
scared. I don't know. I have no way to find Grimmy.
He's a big boy.
Sometimes.
That was funny.
He's an adult dwarf. His choices are his own. The consequences of those choices are his. We can help as much as we can, but
Yeah.
at a certain point, you got to let him do what he's going to do.
is there anywhere we need to go, or are we just going to hang here?
I think we just
I
hang
need
here.
some diamonds.
I think we stay around as many people as we can for as long as we can.
So I think other than what it is that you're trying to do to change sway public opinion, which I believe is the speech, and that's about it.
Yep.
Because the rest of it is a whisper campaign. You have a little downtime until this evening. If you guys want to do crafting or shopping, you let me know, and we'll just we
need
won't role play. We'll
diamonds.
just go through it for this evening.
Do we have any money? Anyone have any money?
Let's see.
Not much.
What? I mean,
Also, if
Vocal
there's
should
anything
pay
like
for
you
the-
guys
Party
wanted to work
Vocal
on,
should
if
pay
you
for
wanted
the
to
diamond,
Yeah, but how? Yeah,
I
because
know.
that's gonna work.
I
like
know.
learn stuff,
I have
practice
coin
things.
because I've been
I have a
trading
little bit
stuff,
too.
so I
Okay.
haven't been spending my coin. So I can give you 150.
Okay.
How much do we need? We need
How much do you
300.
need
Yeah.
for
300.
the diamonds?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so-
t- I still have 100 gold with the diamonds on me.
Okay, so you need 200 more.
Yep.
I can give you the 200 if you can go find a
Probably
diamond.
Toss you like
Or we can split
50
it.
gold
Yeah.
if you need it.
Yeah. We can all split it. Whoever. Because I
I've
have
got-
some cash too.
Well, one platform
Okay.
is 10
Coin.
gold, right?
I've got platinum too.
Yeah.
Yeah, platinum's
So
10.
we're-
It might be good just to get 2 diamonds if the diamond dealer says have enough, too. Just to be on the safe side.
As in, how much are you? How much would
So
we?
like, how much gold are we gonna need
Yeah.
How much do we want to
for
get?
2?
If
I'll
we-
give
for
you.
two?
If we get
I'll give you
2,
200 gold.
Yeah, then we.
So it's 600.
Then it would be 600 total. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give you 2.
But he's got 100 already, so
Right.
we
Right.
need
So if you
500.
give him 2, I gave him 2. That's 4. You got.
I got
so it's
100,
5.
yeah.
So you
I
need
know.
one more.
I
Does
can-
anybody else have 100? or no?
I can give you 10 platinum.
Well, 10.
That's 100 gold.
And so it's 1 platinum per 10 gold. is that
Yeah,
right?
so
Okay.
10 platinum. So
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's good. So that's 600 that you got now.
Okay. So we got 2,
10 platinum, and then yours. So that's
then
gonna be
100 of
600.
mine.
Or I can give you.
I mean, do you want to go
100
completely
You
destitute?
need to
bro?
go. Give how
I
much
always
paper?
have paper.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
I
you're
just-
gonna run out of ink.
So let me take that out of my inventory.
All right. So we're gonna go try to get 500 gold worth of diamonds.
And I'll
Okay.
go with you so you're not on your own.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay and work the balls.
Okay, you got it.
I'll work on the flyers and then
So go.
just go. Yeah.
What's up, brother?
You want to keep an eye on the ones that stay here?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I'll do that.
And Cole and I'll take Pernua with us to go
Argus and you. Or?
gem. Yeah, Argus.
Okay, cool.
Argus and I'll take Pernua to go gem
Great.
shopping.
Just for the sake of time, I'm going to say this is an underground town in which there are miners, and it's within the Razorfang agreement. So finding things like diamonds and precious metals isn't entirely difficult. You can easily find a
For this purpose, they don't even have to be like cut,
Yeah.
polished diamonds. They just have
to be 300 gold worth
Worth of
each.
diamonds.
Yeah, you can absolutely find someone to buy them, whether it be a street vendor or a jeweler nearby.
Cool.
You can absolutely find that easily enough. You purchase it, you're done. No need to haggle. You just say, I need this much worth. If Argus is going with you, he's a dwarf, you're a gnome, you used to work in a gem mine, you guys know how much things is worth, you know what to barter to make sure you get exactly what it is you need.
Has
Done.
the Baker's Dozen sending happened yet?
That happens today, doesn't it? What day was it sent?
Yeah, it would be today.
That's
Okay,
30 seconds.
so it's today. It gets sent to Zemdak, I believe, and you have it written down somewhere, or you have it in your Discord.
I do.
With Cam.
Yep.
It would happen around sometime between the afternoon and the evening, if I'm not mistaken.
So,
So while we're
around
shopping-
when we get back.
Yeah, around when you're like, because once you guys are done shopping and everything, you all meet back at the Quarry's Qualm.
Feel better. Get 600.
Cole and Macheni have been hard at work
Oh, yeah?
scribing. No, I've been hard at work scribing.
Writing.
Yeah.
Who's been hard at work scribing?
I mean, my sister's
So Trisheni.
working on.
Trisheni.
Yeah.
Cole and Trisheni have been hard at work scribing flyers and working on your speech, while Log, you were working on your balls. What'd you get?
I've rolled it.
I have not watched your last session.
He's working on a spell that he made.
He's doing something.
Yeah, he's playing with his
It's only ever been referred to as balls.
His code name for it is.
You
his
are
balls.
joking.
No.
No. We don't know what it is.
He's trying to
It's a
master his
spell.
balls.
It's a spell.
Not his testicles.
Oh. I can't remember. Do I get to add proficiency?
This is so lost. We've been saying that joke for a while. Demetrius just kind of be like, "What about his testicles?"
I can't remember. Is this? Do I get to add proficiency on this or not?
It is a
Just straight-
You haven't talked to
spell
us about what
casting
your
check.
PP spell is.
So it's not proficiency. It is it's spell casting check.
Tomorrow. I might be able
So it's your charisma plus your proficiency. Yes.
So I do get to add
Yeah.
proficiency. Okay. So in that case, blah blah blah.
It's the
So-
same thing as it would be for like a counter spell check.
So it's 17 then.
17.
Obviously, gonna drop.
No. Spellcasting check doesn't add your
Okay,
proficiency.
so it's either 14 or it's 17.
That was definitely it. Yeah.
Both are a success. You're fine. Yeah.
What we
Right,
did that
because counterspell checks just add your intelligence modifier for wizards, right? They don't add the proficiency. It's just spellcasting check. It's not. It's just
Yeah.
your
Your-
spellcasting modifier.
Yes.
Right.
Which doesn't add proficiency. Only
Correct.
proficiency skills add proficiency. Sorry. We get that messed up every time. It's got to be written down somewhere. It should be on my DM screen. I really need a copy of all of your soul mark stuff, like in front of
You
me.
have
as
it?
well.
Oh, sorry.
I
Bring
know.
it to you.
I just have to print it out and like put it here. Because some things I'm like, oh, we said the one thing, and like, did we write that down? We're like, no.
So-
well, we gotta write it down.
I-
Anytime we talk about something and then we say, "Do we write it down? Is it in there?" And you're like, "No." Add it to the thing. So when I print it out, it's on there.
I cheat that
I got
rule
plenty of notes in
because
here
my spell casting uses tools, and I get tool proficiency, so I get to cheat that most of the
Oh,
time.
it specifically says as that mechanic. In
No,
your-
most of the time you let me do tool checks instead of like spell casting checks.
Oh, it's because I require you
Right.
to be.
So I
Yeah,
I sort of
because
cheat it.
for flavor and everything. Right. It's just because of the nature of what it is that you're doing. If you're trying to make something, yeah, technically a tinkering check does have your proficiency, which is stupid, but I guess it makes sense. It's more about when you're building something. If you're counterspelling, for example, or
Oh, yeah,
if
yeah.
you're making, if you're trying to come up with magic that doesn't really have to do with an item. because here's the deal. For you, you have to craft the item, and then you have to imbue it with magic. So crafting the item is tinkering, imbuing it with magic is more of your spellcasting check. Make sense? Cool. So, any other shopping or
Nope.
other downtime things? Cool. How many successes out of what are you at?
Oh, so
now?
that's 6 now.
6. Okay, so you need 10, and then you're done.
I had a lot of failures early on.
Which is really sad.
It is. I hate feeling in my balls.
Anything else? Or are we just taking a moment to write? Cool. Okay.
Oh, so we received a message from your sister's group.
Oh, what's up?
Should we find some privacy to discuss what was
Well,
said?
first, the first 25 words that you say.
Yeah, I responded.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
What did you say?
So
You can say the message too for the.
yeah,
everybody.
I won't say this out loud at this point, but
We can just go up into the Sky Lounge.
Yeah,
Go-
that was
I'll
kinda
do
my
it.
thought.
I'll do it. Sky Lounge, we're there.
Cool. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
done.
Easily done. Yeah. Okay.
so his message was a scoop messaged me. Zemdak, 2 idols destroyed, made by Yitzglotl. Salty Mistress is in contact with Broker. The false wave. Yitzglotl, please reply. I replied, destroyed? How? I don't know any of those people. We'll speak to the others and reply back later.
It's pretty much. What?
What? So what?
There was
Don't know
nothing
what you
helpful
said.
except for names in his sending, so
Yeah, when I heard him cast, I was like, that's going to be helpful.
I figured I'd talk to you and then have you
Yeah.
send again so that
I'm
we could
out
get some
today,
more
but
information.
Yeah. Because what the heck is Yitzglotl?
You didn't say how they
And the
destroyed him.
Salty.
that-
What?
Salty Mistress? That's what you said, right?
Since these things are related to you, does that name mean anything?
No, but false wave. My patron kept talking about a false god, a pretender, a fraud.
Has anybody
Does-
ever heard of a salty mistress?
Does any of that strike anything with me?
Only on a cold night.
Jeez. Straight to jail. Do not pass go. Do not collect 200 gold. Let me think. Let me go around the table. Think. Eleazar, please roll a history check for me.
Okay.
Or-
Sure it's 0. Let me just double check.
Plus 0.
That's intelligence.
Or someone good enough at brokering to be known as the broker?
Right.
0.
Offense, I'm guessing.
Cole, you can as well.
Nice. Okay. History as well?
2?
Did you say history as well?
You
for
thought
me?
Argus's joke was really funny.
That's history, though?
Yes.
I don't roll that dice.
I. 4?
You also thought Argus's joke was very funny.
I always think Argus's jokes are funny. That's why I make jokes about,
Okay.
his like of Birdie Bush.
Log.
I don't know how they destroyed 2 freaking idols. Like,
Only scary when it talks back.
like what?
Really kill one when a camel dies.
Can you roll an intelligence saving throw, please?
Yes.
Because I
Intelligence saving throw.
said the name out loud within earshot of.
All right, that's nothing.
Just give me control.
6.
6.
We can't succeed at everything. Come on.
You guys are laughing and at each other's jokes and wheezing, wheeze, and knee slapping. Before you guys start to, as it starts to die down, you're like, you start to hear, and you look over and it's like sounds like water hitting, and you see a log just there, slack-jawed, with drool falling out the side of his mouth, dripping onto the floor.
Log.
Catatonic, but standing up.
Log. Log.
Eyes open.
Go in his head.
Yeah, and then
Eye open.
after a couple of times out loud, I go into his head and go, Log.
You go into his head, log. When you do that, because like sometimes there's for flavor. Sometimes when you dive into someone's head, it's kind of like diving through water, like diving through a barrier, like moving through their flesh and their skull. But however you want to design it, or however you want to do it, when you dive, when you pierce the mind in through, it feels like you're diving through this black ichor. And it feels sticky, and it almost feels rubber bandish, like flubber, as you try to push through, and you almost can't get through, but it just reverberates a little bit through, and you can hear the voice before you're like snapped back into your head, and you almost like backpedal a little bit as your mind, like psychic spear, pushed back into you.
Am I in my mind?
You're in that like that space again, that like black void type space. Except like when you're there and there's like nothing there, and that black eternal abyss that goes on its horizon. There's like a little bit of water on the ground, and it's well lit, but you can't see a source of light, and it's just black everywhere.
Is the pedestal with my book there?
It is not. What you do hear though is, and you start to see ripples in the water, like the inch of water that's on the ground or whatever liquid it is, as it feels like the ceiling or the sky of this mind space is like dissolving, like the page master. Remember when like the library was all the ink of the library was like of the murals that were on the ceiling were like melting and dissolving, and like paint splotches were hitting thing, and that's what turned people into cartoons, that kind of thing, because I love the page master. But it's like what looks like the sky is melting. The black abyss is becoming liquid and creating ripples all over the place. One of the things you notice is that this material that's like dropping from the sky looks like a lot about what Tweg is made out of. The bottom begins to shake and rumble as the musculature kind of comes out from the water, as it just kind of shakes like a sieve, bringing the larger bits to the top and shaking the liquid to the bottom. And some of the ichor that falls, whatever this black ink falls on, this thing begins to, like necrosis, cause the musculature to decay, and you can feel the ground itself as this like large entity of whatever it is that's been in your dream space for who knows how long is in pain, almost like roaring, as if a landmass would be roaring. There are eyes that open up, and the pupils dilate just by looking at something. And if you guys ever saw The Men Who Stare at Goats, they do that. They exercise where they do cloud bursting, and just by looking at something, they can make it explode. And you see one of the eyes go, and just the eye dilates and looks at one of the big drops that's falling, and just and evaporates as it is trying to prevent it. They're at the sky and the ground are in combat at the moment. And you are caught in the middle. What do you do?
First, I'm going to try and open the flame.
Okay, cool. Awesome. Go ahead and roll your charisma check, your spellcasting check.
I was gonna run over and check your eye.
Yeah,
Your
I was
eye
going
hole.
to lift the eye patch.
I was going to tell you both not to do that.
Cannot roll for shit today. That was a 4.
4.
Well, no, because
You pull your eye patch out and you go.
Powers, which tells me it's the eye. What's the? I don't want you guys to understand.
And that's about all that happens. Bloop. You hear a drop behind you. You look just to make sure. No, it's just a piece of ichor. It wasn't.
I will remain constipated.
Roll dexterity saving throw. trying to dodge the raindrops, pretty much.
All these dice are fucking me so far.
You're trying to dodge the acid rain, basically.
Yeah, that's a little bit better. Next save.
Yeah.
17.
17. You are able to. The drops are purple rain. So
Ickering.
Icker rain. So they're big enough that you're able to move back and forth. You're a reasonably dexterous individual, so you are able to avoid most, if not all, of these. It doesn't seem to be going well. For either of these either of whatever forces are at thing, you do recognize that, like your patron, your deity, the thing that you have, you feel a more kinship to the ground than you do the sky. But there's definitely kinship between the two as well. Like,
They're made of similar stuff.
kind of along those
And
lines.
for one to have been a traitor means that they had to have one time been
Together.
yeah.
Aligned.
What are you guys doing outside, other than just lifting up the eye patch?
I'm gonna tell them not to lift up the eye patch.
Okay.
No, like that has to do with the thing that gave me my powers. That felt very much like that. I would not. I mean, if you want to let it out, I'm cool with that.
Yes,
But
very good point, Cole. When you delved into that, it felt like, welcome back.
yeah. So that's why I'm like, unless you guys want to let me like have access to that idol again, I would not mess with Log right now.
Enhance ability.
Oh God.
Cat's Grace. Or no, what's the charisma one?
Eagle Splendor?
Eagle.
No, that's wisdom.
Yeah, Eagle Splendor.
Yeah.
Eagle Splendor?
Owl's Wisdom. Is
Owl's Wisdom.
Yeah.
So
Dolphies.
charisma checks are at advantage.
Yeah, you know he gets his power from being funny.
Charisma.
just kind of like that whole
Ego.
aloof ego thing is kind of his deal.
So
What are you talking about? Being comic relief is kind of where he gets his power.
I'll mix that with a cocktail of heroism, and I'll give you a good injection.
So you guys start to
They're
just
doing the spell cocktail again.
He's literally doing the things that I'm telling him not to do.
yeah.
This one's more tried and true. It's not a random experiment of things clobbered
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, we're leaving the good berry out this time, I think. Yeah.
So
Cole's got
I
his
thought it
pen and
was-
his paper in hand.
I thought it was the
Wow.
rubies and the flame last time.
for
That was really
the
bad
first
fire.
minute of heroism, like you're immune to fear, and you have 5 extra hit points.
He's immune to fear?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll another intelligence saving throw for me.
Intelligence or charisma?
Intelligent.
Intelligence saving throw.
Ooh, 19.
19. You
That's the dice to use today.
realize, like, you push and you push and you push and the eye is an opening, and then it occurs to you for a moment. You're like, wait, I'm in the dream realm.
I have control.
I have control. I can make things happen. And you just say, I dream or wish that I woke up, that I wasn't here anymore, and you just wake up.
Whoa.
I got you now. I think I figured it out.
I don't think you figured out shit.
Zemdek Zemdek is attached to your calf, just like with 3 limbs on it, going like,
With the syringe still in you.
the syringe is still sticking out.
Oh, and Cole's just
Where's
totally
my
looking at him
patch?
going, I don't believe you got him at all, but okay.
He poked him. It worked.
You all right?
Yeah. Don't say that name again.
Yitzkel?
What about
no.
what about the other one? Is that the other one okay?
So it was the Yitzel that caused it, right? Not the.
Do you know this?
How would you know?
That's the one that's related to your thing, so I'm not going to say that Y name anymore.
I think that was the one that did it.
There's only one way we can find out.
Cruel mistress.
Salty Mistress?
Salty mistress, sorry.
Broker?
No, you guys failed your history checks.
False Wife?
False wave.
They didn't always read the true stories.
Yeah,
They
so
read
it's
more of the
the
fun
Y
stories.
name.
Yep.
Don't say the Y name.
So yeah, I went to my mind place, but it wasn't right. It was like raining, black, and like there was a war of the world.
You get your powers from there, yes?
Yeah, from
Your thing.
the sea, the
I don't know that we've
sea.
ever actually discussed this, but
Not really.
I think we put the pieces together. I mean,
I still don't know their name.
okay, but they're in trouble.
Yes.
Could you help them?
Log, I know.
Do
how
we need
end
to
the
get
war.
that thing out of there?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, just
as far as I know, it still wants to hold on to it. It still thinks that that's the safest place for it. As far as I'm aware.
Your book?
Yeah.
The idol.
The idol, like in your book?
Yeah, as far as my patron, because last time I'm
As
aware.
far as your patron is concerned and your understanding of it, it's like this
Mine.
with me is
Yeah.
the best, safest place for it.
Right.
Okay.
No, I get the feeling that it's going to cause more harm.
If you bring it out.
Yeah.
Is there any way we can help?
I mean, if the Bakers doesn't figure out how to destroy 2 of them,
I mean,
Yeah, we gotta send
how do they do that? They didn't say.
We need to reach back out to them as soon as Argus can.
I mean, if they know how to do it, then
I asked
Whoa,
how
whoa.
in my
There's-
response, but I
It's
haven't
pretty
heard back
powerful.
yet.
Do we really need to destroy it?
Yes.
yeah.
Don't you remember it almost eating and killing all of us in like one fitful rampage, and all the bad dreams and stuff and things.
A dog bites you once and you just want to kill it. You gotta train it better.
This thing is older than all of us put together. I don't think we are going to be able to train it to do
It's
anything.
an old dog.
Whoever told you that an old dog can't learn new tricks, they're lying to you.
My patron.
My
wants it
dog,
dead.
my old dog learned how to play dead so well he never moved again.
Just
I don't want to shatter that hope for you. That's all.
if we can help, please let us know. We're going to try and figure out how to kill it.
Yeah.
You have that spell, that ritual, the one that lets you talk with your thing, right?
What?
It lets you talk with your thing.
It's called prayer.
Yeah.
you kind of pray to talk to your deity.
You mean divination?
Yes, I know.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. But at the same time, I was really enjoying. Yeah, you get to talk with your thing.
But I mean,
this is how Log would go. Try and explain it.
I mean,
I mean,
it's how you talk to your thing.
we can work on teaching you how to communicate more effectively.
That would probably be a good idea.
Daily vocab.
I mean, we got the numbers down, so they're, yeah, we can work on that next.
Okay.
Oh man, this is
Because-
scary.
Because if I can get, communication with them, they might be able to know.
Is it a ritual?
Yeah, I can learn it.
Yo. A whole new world just opened up to me. I'm so excited.
We've been talking about it for a while.
Yeah.
No, but I have a lot on my mind, so.
So maybe, I don't know if there's time today, but at some point maybe.
I don't have it prepared every day,
Oh, yeah. But one of these days.
but
One of these days. Wow, right in the kisses.
I think I need to give that speech soon before everybody gets too drunk.
okay.
Probably.
I'm a little, worried.
Because if I give it to them when they're
Log.
really drunk, nobody's gonna show up.
Right.
Everyone.
Would you like to do that?
I would like to do that.
Okay, go ahead. You head downstairs, and there is a raucous bacchus going on. A bacchanal, I should say.
First thing I do though is just like I've done before. Especially because we just did a drinking one. I'm going to play a drinking song just to get everybody going for a minute. Just
Sure.
celebrate, get everybody paying attention to me and in time with me, kind of thing.
Yeah, you can play just a dwarvish drinking song.
Yeah,
if you
exactly.
Like. Something. It's all for me, Gog.
Yeah.
Me jolly, jolly grog. That kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And then after the end of it, I wait until the last chord has kind of died and I'm getting that kind of quiet going on before everybody really starts to talk again. And at that point, that's when I go, friends, thank you for your support. And Lord Carrig Stoneworm is joyous in the steps he and Steercrag have taken forward towards destiny.
Destiny.
However, we have received words that Vogel, craven and cowardly dogs that they are trying to prevent him from completing the third trial.
Boo!
Claiming that due to injuries and death, they need time to recover. Rock and Stone, the very death
There was
they
no
are
death.
claiming has been rectified on Lord Kieran's orders. Blatant hypocrites, using the same reason that they used to call for a vote of no confidence against the current Lord. Will we let this stand?
No!
Rock and stone!
True guardians of the Fang, we call on you. Demand that Lord Kieran not be delayed. If Vogel is demanding a strong leader for Steercrag, then let a strong leader be tested. Kieran Stoneworm, rock and stone!
Rock and stone!
Do another keg stand.
Yeah, you have like people start to go absolutely nuts. People start to get even more drunk now. Yeah, the public opinion has been quite swayed. You have made the equivalent of like a Super Bowl mob after their team wins and they're like ready to go flip some cars.
No such thing.
Never.
Actually, even better one is team that just won the semifinals, and now I'm going, oh, but the team that they lost to is trying to prevent them from going and playing in the championship.
Right. They stole the election. That kind of stuff.
We've
They're like claiming, oh, it was fraud. It didn't really happen. You can't do this. And they're like, no, we did it. It actually happened. It was, and so you're getting public opinion on your side. Cool. So you, yeah, it's quite successful. Do me a favor and roll a performance check at advantage for me.
And the flyers have been dropped throughout the city too at this point.
You got it. You're coordinating your message, your propaganda.
Nat 20 for a 28.
Okay, awesome. So this is what happens. People start to chant, rock and stone, Carag Stoneworm, rock and stone, and start to file out of the tavern, carrying people, and start to riot in the streets. Not as much, there's a little property damage, but people start to march and collect more support as this whole street starts to fill up with people chanting and protesting, headed towards the Fang.
Awesome. So
And
I
you
started
could-
a political coup.
And you can hear, even as you leave and go back upstairs, you can even hear like the faint sound of chanting going on throughout the night.
Great.
yeah. Oops. Revolution.
It worked. That's good. I guess.
There you go.
I don't want to
You did a thing.
Morning.
You did a thing.
You did a thing. You did. There's a bunch of drunk people on the streets. There's not. I would say the majority of them aren't the drunkards. The drunkards kind of started it, and they kind of moved out. Well, they're not drunkards. They were just drinking and celebrating, and now everybody's kind of celebrating. It's their day off, and they're getting a little carried away. Nothing violent. I don't think you hear of any stories of anything violent. Just it's.
Go get Vogel.
Yes. So, in effect, you have pretty much swayed public opinion so much so that the majority of the populace is calling for nigh immediate resolution to this uncertainty of leadership in this town. And if that means that the next trial should begin as soon as possible, that's what that means. Now, what are you guys doing? Are you guys witnessing this, or are you guys going to bed?
Well, I was left behind.
What do you mean?
Well, 'cause this was after we'd done all the
Oh.
work and
Yeah,
stuff.
we
This
were
is
still
back in
hanging
the
Yeah, this is
bar
after you're
after
done
we came back.
shopping
Yeah.
and everything, and you guys come back together.
Oh, you're there. Just as dumbfounded as the rest of us. What do we do about this?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have to do whatever we can to help this poor schmuck be ready to go for trial soon, yeah?
I did not think it was going to work that well.
I mean, they were all kind of a little drunk before you started, so.
I know, but I didn't think they would go, like, immediately start doing it. I thought maybe, drink the rest of the night away, potentially in the morning. Oh,
The,
well.
the bandito opens his mouth.
Well done.
Okay.
We'll do our best to keep it from becoming violent, but well done.
Okay. I
don't-
guess we're gonna go to bed.
I don't think we should all go to bed at the same time tonight, yeah? Given our company that's in the city?
Yeah.
Well, we have our 2 watchful babysitters.
And I think Kyron definitely needs to sleep with us in one of the domes tonight.
Oh, yes.
I suggest in yours and not Locke's.
Yeah,
A little
Might-
fire never hurt anybody. Just look at you.
but we know that...
It might not just be fire after today.
Might I suggest you set yours up, like, right in front of the door?
Okay.
And then you set yours up further into the room.
Okay.
That way nobody can get
Windows.
in until we're ready to leave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there anything that you need to do to prep for tomorrow? If, the moon, you notice the moon affects you. You have to do with like the eclipse and stuff.
Kyron almost gets carried away with the crowd, and Log snatches him up and brings him there.
I don't know what kind of effect that's going to have.
Yeah.
While all that was going on, could I have a chance to, like, tinker on something up in the room?
I mean, yeah, it doesn't take you too long to do shopping, and you guys have several hours. Tell me what it is, and I'll tell you how long.
I want to make a plate of copper and roll it into a tube. Like, I want a paper towel tube of copper.
Okay. You want a hollow cylinder of copper.
Yep.
Do you want to bring forth the pocket forge for this?
Nope. Just heat metal.
Oh, just cast heat metal and then stamp it out and
Yep.
yeah, I'd say
I'd help
over a
you.
couple hours. It's not gonna be a perfect cylinder, but it'll be a rough cylinder.
I want it roughly eyeball size diameter.
Okay, like copper tubing for
Water.
for water, right?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, like plumbing tubing. You got it. How long? Like a foot?
Like wand length.
So like a foot?
Yeah.
Foot and like 2 inches, that
Yep.
kind of thing. You got it. Easily enough, especially if you use the spell slot to cast heat metal.
Yep.
Great. And then, unless there's anything else, you guys go to bed early in the evening to the sounds of that goes through the night.
Did you do the thing?
Yeah, I did it right. I'm going to
Do you have the spell slots?
I do, actually. 'Cause I only used 1 second level spell.
Okay.
Because because my second level spells had no use during the beer one.
And you did the healing word.
Yes.
So, yeah. Okay, go ahead. Do your thing.
And it's also a ritual spell, so I don't have to do a spell slot anyway.
Oh, okay, cool.
This was wisdom, right? 18.
18. Okay, cool.
Oh, I didn't give you that tonight.
No, that's what I was asking.
Yeah, I did then.
I still have.
Oh, wait, that I do not have the spell slots for. I thought he was talking
For
about
Intellect Fortress as well.
Yeah, I do not have the spell slots for that.
Okay.
So the lower dice then would be 16.
16. Okay.
Sorry, I misunderstood what
No,
was
it's
being
okay.
asked.
You find Moonchild's with you. Just in the room. I just need to make sure. Pernua, Moonchild, Kyron. Okay. And who's in your dome?
Was it Chiron would be in?
Yeah, we have
his
Kyron in
house.
mind.
I'll be in your dorm. That's fine.
I would be in there too.
One of these two would be
The ones who want to
on the
collect
chance
shit.
that
Yes.
they're going to be able to
We want to take advantage of your nightmares if they happen.
We have learned too quickly not to let you sleep alone. but
Right.
We need to be
We're
separate
always
from
ready
everybody
to
else,
harvest
too.
something. Shear that lamb.
You're like
Okay.
somebody who sleepwalks and robs banks and murders people at the same time, and so we have to keep you separate.
I've
but
never murdered anyone in my sleep. There was the one guy that came close. There was the one guy that came close, but
that is true. You've only lit people's houses on fire.
Right.
To the competition.
You find yourself in your dreamscape. It is
On
the empty one,
intelligence
with just
checks.
black water,
Yeah.
no light source, but still well lit.
It smells gross.
How's it taste?
It smells kind of funky.
It's a sour.
It's
It tastes good though.
the silence is deafening. It's so quiet. Usually something happens by now. You take a step and you just how loud comparatively the sound is of you moving through that small bit of water, that slosh, is deafening. And how just absolutely serenely quiet. You can hear the ring in your ears amid the breathing in your chest and the settling of your muscles and your hair fibers moving around.
That's tinnitus from all the fireballs exploding.
All the thaumaturgy. You look down, and for the first time, you see your reflection in the water below. Except it doesn't seem to be mimicking your movements exactly. What do you do?
hi. Yeah, so at first I kind of mess up the reflection and just see if it comes back together,
Yeah, after the ripples dissipate,
and then just
you wave at it. For a moment, you don't wave. And then it's like your eyes in the reflection go wide as it reaches a hand. It looks concerned. It touches the ground as if you were touching the edge of the water like this. But your hand isn't there, just that hand. And you see it push as the water begins to make a mound. And the surface tension, like when something is surfacing, like when a submarine is surfacing from the ocean, that bulge before the surface tension breaks and your clawed hand comes through, reaching, slowly moving. The reflection looks pained. They have both eyes.
it has both eyes.
And then you see that the eye that you have missing isn't your old eye. It is a fully... actually, it looks like a Durgar eye. It looks like kind of what Ermgrim has. But they have very, very similar eyes. So...
All right, I will kind of roll an insight check.
Sure. You want to tell me what is it you're trying to discern?
If this is you said before, I have more affinity for the ground than I do the sky. Is this coming from the ground, or is this coming from the liquid that's covering the ground
okay.
that had been falling on it? Is it more ichor or more of that musculature stuff, basically? It's only a 6.
A 6. Best you can tell is that whatever presence of entities that manifested themselves in the sky and the ground aren't present here. And this blank space, this blank dreamscape is just a catalyst or a canvas for those types of manifestations. And for right now, you're the only one here. And this blank canvas has a reflection of you that's also not you.
I feel like I'm going to regret this, but I'm going to grab it
You predator handshake it.
Yeah.
Spartan Roman handshake.
And try and
Perfect idea.
And try and pull.
yeah.
Totally. You would-
Log, do you not
Okay.
remember what happened the last time we tried to do something like that?
But that's also how I got free sometimes. So there's a chance I'm going to regret this.
The reflection looks surprised and like, anxious as you pull through, and as the water begins to like stick to it and bubble up as you continue to pull through, and you feel that resistance. And then the shoulder goes through, and then part of the face, and then part of the torso. A knee comes through, and then a leg, as a foot, as it tries to gain purchase on the ground and begins to stand up. Another hand splashes into the side and trying to pull them up, and you lean back and you lean and you lean, and when finally all the resistance is gone and they're fully through, you fall backwards and backpedal and land on your butt, and so does this individual. And you both stare at each other for a second before it's like, I knew you could do it.
Who are you?
That's a complicated question.
Yeah, I get that.
It's also like here, but it's not here. You know when you have like two things that are one of one thing, and then you put them together, and it's a different number, like a 2?
I totally get that.
Yeah. Well, but sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's still just one.
I've been there.
Like pants are 2 legs.
But it's one thing.
But it's one thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is log math too. Peak log math.
It really is.
I get it.
Yeah. So that.
Okay.
So, no, I can't.
I
You're
know.
each the leg of the pants.
So like. Right. If we were Voltron, you would be the purple leg or the orange one, and I would be the. I don't remember what colors they were. It doesn't matter.
We're legs.
Right, but each of us have a foot on one side of the doorway, right?
I think it's green.
But now you're here.
Right, so I'm the other pant leg.
So now we have 2 legs and 1 leg. 2 legs and 1. Yeah. Instead of 1 in each, there's.
For now,
That's called a skirt log.
but you're sleeping, right? You're still there.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm all here. I'm all the way here. Like,
All the time. You're here.
that's the goal.
The goal.
Yeah, I think so.
Who gave you this? Is this your goal? Or is someone else's goal?
Weird thing about being 2 pants, or 1 pant, or a pair of pants is
You follow where the crotch is going.
right. Exactly. At some point, the 2 legs become one, and they go to the same torso. So they don't have their own legs anymore. They only know that they are part of the same. I know what you know, and I forgot everything else.
Well, that puts us pretty much about,
Right, but I'm here now.
Do you need to get back to there?
I don't think so. I think I came here for a reason.
But you don't know what that reason is.
Part of the being 2 legs, the one. So boxers, right? Boxers have 2 holes.
I go commando.
Oh, okay. Right. I mean, that makes sense. I knew that. It doesn't matter. I think I'm here to help.
Okay, how can you help?
I can watch your back when you're here.
Fantastic.
I have been needing that. A lot.
I'll always be here. I can't leave here.
So you're
Kind
not
of.
me. You're just another leg of me in my head.
Yes.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like sandwiches. 2 pieces of bread make 1 sandwich.
Right.
We're going from analogy to
So
analogy,
like
and it's not really getting
other
any
piece
clearer.
of bread, even if you flip it over, same sandwich. The tomato might be on the bottom now. Still the same sandwich. It's gonna taste the same.
How good are you at making castles?
Like from sand?
Preferably something sturdier.
Like rock?
Yeah, I've been trying to make a mind castle.
Oh, right. Duh, yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
If you can think up supplies, I can start building something.
I try and make a.
Roll spellcasting check.
Wait, and do I have? Oh, no, that would have
no,
only
no.
lasts
yeah,
an hour.
that would have worn off by now.
Yeah.
15. Yeah, 15.
15. You, part of like, the blank canvas of Black Abyss like sinks and morphs into what looks like a small quarry. I can work with that.
Yeah, just castle, fortress.
I'll get to work. Bro,
Fuck you.
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd buy you a beer, but
If you can dream it.
I try and make a bar.
You trying to make a bar?
I try and make a whole tavern.
Oh, a whole tavern? Go ahead and roll another spellcasting check.
Ooh, that's going to be a 21.
Like the amount of time you have spent in taverns, you should be able to dream it.
Yeah.
The motivation is high with this one.
Yes.
I mean,
There's a bar like fold out book style. Starts building itself like the South Park episode of the stem cells that build a new shakies kind of style, and starts building itself, and you even hear bling bling ding ding bling ding bling 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 bling. Oh, with music, hell yeah! All right, I'll get to work as soon as I had a couple, and then I'll get right to work.
just because of how much Log loves it, I imagine the bartender's like biting his finger every time and putting a drop of blood.
There
into
is no
it.
bartender. There's a whole tavern. It is an empty tavern. There's nobody there except, but
He knows how to pour.
you have access to the taps.
Perfect.
Awesome. Totally better. This is much better.
There's something here now.
Yeah.
All right, so like
Sandwiches, pants, tavern,
quarry,
quarry,
castle.
castle.
Yeah,
Coming soon. Development.
I like it.
All right, cool. You should probably wake up now. And you just slap yourself and you wake up.
You get slapped by yourself.
Yeah.
That tracks.
And you wake up. And we're now on the 33rd of High Luck. And that's where we're going to take our break. One of our breaks. Okay, guys, if you're watching this episodically, head over to the next episode. If not, stay tuned. Stay safe out there, and we'll be right back. Take care.